Hello and welcome back once again to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob and I'm joined as ever by my wonderful patient players, Mike, Matt and Dom. And I ask them the question I always do, which is, what happened previously on Knights of the Apocalypse?
Oh boy.
It was a really short session, actually.
Super short.
Not much.
Yeah, but actually, I should say what happened previously with Silaster and Obsidian first.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I just read a
We
book.
hung out at a campsite,
Yeah.
and then we climbed a mountain. That was pretty cool. And that's it.
Yeah.
But
Basically,
they saw a cave, actually. They saw
mean-
a cave and wanted to go in and Ansel
Yeah,
wouldn't let them.
we passed by a cave. Ansel looked a bit. I don't know. Maybe he was just a bit peaky. Maybe he'd had a bit of a cold or something.
And then, yeah,
Travel
the
stuff.
climb was a bit risky. We had a few precarious moments, but we got to the top. And then, yeah, we found a story in the entrance, kind of where we are, the Sanctum of Sight. The Sight Sanctum.
That's right, the Sanctum of Sight, correct?
But, yeah, I think we'll come to that when Ansel's catched up with that.
Yeah, because Ansel had a slightly different adventure to everyone else. I kind of don't want to go into the first bit. I think somebody else should say it in case I say things that
Yeah, I'll
I have
happily...
inferred rather than...
I'll happily do it. Ansel went on his way, as he often does, from the campfire. Whilst everyone rested, you were already within the borders of a region known as the Valley of the Prophet, and Ansel shared a vision, not unlike a vision he had had before, and was given a gift. What were you given, Ansel? Let's just leave it at that. What were you given?
Ansel was given a broken piece of mirror from a house.
That's right. And then you sort of believed, you were told that with it you can see anyone, anything, anywhere. And you perceived that to be the end of it. You attempted to find Darrick Redhaven. Though seemingly the rule of mirrors passes on even when scrying through one. But you saw his location, which was a hollowed out side of a cliff face almost. And yeah, then you continued on as if nothing had happened at all. But then, yes, you continued your journey, the three of you, along with Brigadier Whist, who serves as your squire and the driver of the Necro Wagon now. Yeah, you found a cave.
We love caves. We just decided, screw it. We love caves. Let's go. And we went in.
Charged in,
Started
balls
head
to the
first.
wall. We did okay. We killed a couple of mysterious, unknown, never seen before
Hyena
monsters.
monsters,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Never heard of them.
Never heard, yeah.
Not far off of someone in this game not knowing what an elf is. We did a dumb.
Yeah, but we did kill them anyway because they didn't seem very nice. And we made our way deeper into the cave system, where we were trapped by another of these mysterious, gnawing,
Laughing.
laughing hyena people. And then a giant came out and killed us.
Yes, in our
Basically.
yeah, pretty much. A Cyclops with a gleaming eye of mysterious power
It was a
was strode out, appeared to have been granted resistance just to magic in general by a massive totem that gleamed and seemed to be leaking an acidic kind of substance. Yeah, Silaster moved to go into his trusty shadowy stance to hide himself whilst he healed, but unfortunately it just fell where it, he didn't realise that the thing could see him, and by then it was too late, and he was slain, closely followed by Obsidian.
It's actually very funny because obviously we've just received a message from our friend Craig, who is clearly watching it right
exactly
now.
That. He's catched up in the previous one and has just reached the moment where Silaster's got crushed.
Oh, has he? Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad he knows then, because he asked what was going on before, and I said, "Man, things went bad." But
well,
yes,
about 15 minutes, he's going to be pining for Obsidian as well. So,
yes, yeah, and Obsidian then shared the same fate, and then Ansel watched as the creature loomed over him, and then he saw nothing at all, and then once again saw the reflection upon the mirror he had been looking at this whole time.
Yes. And he freaked out somewhat and decided that they shouldn't go into that cave, with the foreknowledge that they were sure to die if they did.
We go back to what Silaster had mentioned. Then it's just that you ascended the mountain leading to the Sanctum of Sight, and what did you find there when you arrived?
lots of statues, but they looked, from what I don't remember the way you exactly described it, but they didn't look like typical statues, more like statues crossed with like epitaphs, I think, or something along that line. But they told a story about a prophet, which I reread again early this morning. Very enjoyable. Nice parable, but it's not really a parable. It's a good story. But check out last week to listen to the story.
Yeah. And that's sort of where we left it. You're absolutely right. And that is where we will return to our heroes, the strangers, and we will move our vision back once again to the Sanctum of Sight. So, as you rightly said, you had arrived here.
We have control of the doors.
You have control of the doors.
That was the big news.
Yes, I think that is fairly big news, to be honest. It is taking a little while to
I love
load.
that. Will you stop opening and closing the door? There are dangers ahead. What are you doing? It's like you've never opened and closed the door before.
So, let me just zoom in here. Just letting my other window catch up.
I know I've already done it in this room, but I think after last session, Ansel is probably pretty heavily leaning on his dark vision, invisibility vision, and detect magic as we travel through the...
Yeah, that's right. And the last thing I believe you detected was a slight trace of divination magic inscribed into the tablets, the great stone tablets. Now, actually, last session, those tablets had actually been repositioned into the centre, so I kind of improvised and said, "Oh yeah, they're leant up on things," but actually they were all meant to be against the walls there. So that's slightly amended there. So I know. But yeah, you see these tablets that sort of denote the story of the tale of the prophet in various parts that you can follow along each of them, really. And yeah, they appear to be sort of decorated with strange reliefs and a number of other strange messages and glyphs and prophecies are carved into this stone around you. The wind sort of howls from fractured parts of this place. This place is likely the oldest structure you've ever stood in. Dilapidated, old, ancient, but also strangely regal and mournful. A door lies before you at the end of a corridor, another to the right. Rubble, debris is sort of covering the floor, along with a thick layer of dust.
So is this building even older than the monastery of the Planewalkers? Convent, that's the word.
Hard to say. Probably around that area.
Cool.
There are stories of there being things that were here in the Prime Plane long before the Azamar arrived, and it was the Azamar that built the convent. So if this was built before then, it would have been built by someone who was here before, something that was here before.
So we have a choice of doors.
Yeah.
What do we think? Top door first?
Yeah? I don't know.
50-50, isn't it? Let's go that way.
Sure it is. Why not?
Yeah, so you make your way forward, your steps leaving prints in the dust, so heavy as it's full. And you make your way to the door directly ahead of you.
Celeste just gives a... Oh. As he's like, shall I? You're just like, do it always. Okay.
I will remind you that doorway etiquette with this new function means that your token has to be next to it before you click it. Unless you have some means of opening a door from distance.
I think Obsidian and Ansel are the only ones who can do that. But
yeah, probably.
Right, I am next to the door. Salas is just getting ready if he needs to quickly jump. He has no idea.
To dodge out of the way, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing he knows, is sometimes he has to jump out of the way. He doesn't know what a trap looks like, but he knows that sometimes there are some. But...
He knows they exist.
Oh.
Yeah, so rather contrary to what you might expect in an ancient, dusty building like this, the door sort of swings open, wooden, framed in iron, and beyond there appears to be what can only be described as a grotto of some manner. It appears to have an environment all of its own. There is a sort of humid, musky feel to the air as you step in. Lining the walls are all sorts of strange, peculiar, almost exotic-looking plants. And there, at the very end of this rocky chamber, festooned with overgrowth, there stands a solitary, strange-looking tree. Its branches twisted and flexing in odd directions. Each twig looking like an extended finger, and large roots appear to coil in and out of a pool of water like serpents. It's
Ansel
yeah.
will. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, Ansel will look in. Look in detect magic. Is that what I mean? He will use his various sight abilities to sweep around the room, but particularly paying close attention to the strange tree.
It is the tree that sort of dominates your magical reading here. You stare at the thing, and it appears to emanate magic. How does magic show up in Ansel's vision? I know many eyes search for it, but what does it look like when you see this thing gleaming with divination magic?
So I think at first glance, he sees it as something that has almost like ripples, like you would in a pool with a light shone in it. He sees the ripples sort of floating across it, and then as he looks closer or uses his ability to appear closer, the ripples change to cracks in its form, and then he gets further information based on the colour and the shape of the cracks in the object or being.
So you see that this is a magical tree. You see that it has almost... You imagine that the power that resides within it kind of belies that it has almost a will of its own. It's almost like it's watching you back, Ansel, as you stare at it. Each of you, if you can, may make a Knowledge Arcana or a Knowledge Nature roll for me, please.
I'll happily
I now
Arcana.
have ranks in Arcana.
There we are, let's have it. It's not an easy DC, but if you get it...
I'm sitting
That's a lovely start for me.
Oh, Celasta's
I'm a
book
natural
reading
one.
is really stuck in his mind.
So,
That's a weird one.
What's magic?
Yeah.
Silasta, you see this tree, and it evokes a time long ago. For long ago it was, for you have lived many years. But within your studies, you know of lost glades in the elven land of Serador, where these trees would grow prominently, but in strange mystical areas of the world. You know this to be an augur tree. But rather more famous is what the tree produces, known as one of the most addictive substances in the land. Visionary's root is the thing that sustains the tree. And this is a rather more darker piece of knowledge that you probably have with that check as well, Silasta, that people have been known to chew upon this root and claim they see the future. But most just like swear this down as being, the ramblings of insane people. But every now and then, people are adamant that they see something else, see something true. For further inspection, you need to draw closer. The pool seems to gleam and shift strangely about the foot of the tree.
Obviously, Ansel doesn't know any of that, so he will warn the others to be careful of that tree. It's abnormal. Magical, mystical in some way. Oh, what?
I have not chewed upon its roots, but many have. The Visionary's root. Madman's leaf.
Interesting.
As you begin to move forward, I would like the three of you to please make a spot check.
Oh, God.
It has never happened so far. No.
Oh, even worse.
11?
We're just looking at the
Please?
floor, like, oh, look at that.
So, could you just read them out as I'm on a different screen currently?
A 7, 9, and 11.
7, 9, and 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we suck.
Thanks, Roll20. Thanks.
You know, we're getting the bad rolls out the way early, and that is a good thing. So, emerging from the sides, and unfortunately directly next to one of you, I can't tell who's on the very left. Is that Obsidian?
Obsidian.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. So immediately a great shifting happens from the overgrowth at your side, and bursting forth, you see a peculiar creature, exactly mirrored upon the other side of the chamber. Another erupts. It would seem that the orgatory is guarded by these strange, twisted creatures that appear to have been grown out of roots and twigs and leaves, and most of all, contempt. Gleaming eyes glare at your company as they move to protect their sacred tree. And with that, I will ask you to roll initiative.
Ah! Bugger.
Ready.
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
great. I wanted to
I
go
beat you
last.
both! That's a rare thing.
Well done.
Well, I wanted to go last because I get to
I like it that way.
survey the situation.
Robert,
first.
could I ask a side question?
Yes, please.
What's the date?
The date is the 1st of reaping, so you are still within that time frame.
Ooh.
Excellent, good to know. Thank you.
So, would you mind just saying your initiatives out, please?
14 for Celasta.
Okay.
4 for Ansel.
I didn't
And
hear-
3 for Obsidian.
Oh God. Okay. Silaster, you are the first to go. What do you do as these strange creatures creak and erupt out of the overgrowth?
Ooh, okay. Celasta's immediate thought is these are plants. I don't know what the weak spot of is of the plant, so I'm going to drop into Child of Shadow as a swift action. 5, 10, 15, and just try and gauge what's going on here, but I'm going to run over to Obsidian. 20. Yeah, so run in and around to the back. And as Celasta runs in, he will... He's going to attempt an insightful strike.
Okay.
And see if he can spot maybe a weakness or something within this creature's build. Let's see. That puts me on... Yeah, I'm due a good one of these at some point.
We can only hope.
That is natural 20.
They're not going to be susceptible to fucking
Unfortunately,
anything, are they?
your insightful strike... I mean, that's absolutely a hit, but unfortunately, being of plant-based matter, they are not susceptible to critical hits, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's fine. Salasta, yeah, he uses this attack, and as he kind of forces the damage, and he realizes that he's just got to be brute force against this creature in front of him. But he does... Oh, that's 26 points of damage.
You rolled a
think that's the best I've ever done
D20
with that.
there, I think.
Yes, that's my insightful strike. I do a concentration check, and that is my damage.
That's the damage.
Wow.
Whoa. Oh my goodness me. What is it like as you immediately destroy the creature? It bursts out, about to strike Obsidian, and you just suddenly appear out of nowhere.
I sprint in behind, and where in the past he's tried to remain focused and calm, he finds maybe the central branch of this creature, and he just delivers a palm smack to it that just is able to reverberate and cause the branch to just splinter and break from the point of impact as it shatters upward throughout the creature, causing it just to fall apart.
Excellent. And Silaster, as we sort of conclude your turn, you hear a crack, snap, crunch, crack, and you sort of turn around, and from the heart of this tree, a vast shape is moving. Lying in wait in case anyone comes to help themselves to the divine root.
Treebird!
There stands a large version of one of these creatures, but its plant-like veins appear to have been erupted into this purple attack colour, like how certain plants change to distract prey or predator alike. It emerges from the tree as it, what's the word? Tree shapes at will. And then stomps to corner you in that wall. And it brings down a vicious attack. Unless anything that you have is about to stop it, because you were about to say something, Michael.
I was about to say, but armor class is 21.
Oh, nice one, okay.
And
He was
as
about to
always,
say,
I'll
oh,
do
shit.
the mischance if he hits.
Gotcha.
So, because I did move them.
Possibly a critical. We're starting off great here. That is not a critical, that is just a hit. So the branch,
Okay.
like, claw comes swiping down.
But let's see if it is actually.
Let's see if it is. So yeah, it's 25, is it?
Bit
What was
low.
it again?
20.
20?
Up to 20.
Up to 20.
Oh, that's decent, but
Nice.
not enough.
So the attack lands, and you get this thorn-like dagger just slams into your chest, dealing 7 points of piercing damage. I would like you also to make a fortitude saving throw, please, Silaster.
You know what? I'm going to use my mind over body, where I get to use a concentration check instead. I'm using that now whilst... Let's just use it all early.
Might as well.
Oh, I've got 17.
Still pretty good.
17
bad, but-
is enough to resist, but only just. You feel this invasive power sort of move through your body, and it's almost like you start to see visions on the corners of your mind, but you fight them off as they try and distract you from the battle. You do not know what that effect does, but I assure you it is not pleasant. That was its turn. The other one is now deceased, so this one remaining is going to charge Ansel. 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah, could get you easy. It just springs forward, creaking, gives this hollow kind of cry as it swipes its attack at you. AC, please, Ansel.
16.
16. As it hits, this small barb-like thorn stabs into you, Ansel, for 4 points of piercing damage. And please perform a fortitude saving throw, please. It is a magical
I
effect.
presume that's just... It is.
It is.
Okay. Excellent. That's my favourite kind of fortitude save. 25.
Oh my goodness. This swipe just comes in and it just sort of grazes you, really. Like, it gets you in the shoulder, and again, like Silaster, you feel this invasive power try and rob you of your senses, but you are able to throw off those feelings. That is their turn. Ansel, your turn.
Yeah, I did get more than... For some reason, I thought 4 would be the worst. I'm going to take a step away.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't have anything reachable. And
Very
then I'm
good.
going to attempt... I'll try a Sickening Blast, because it doesn't cost me anything, but I suspect he'll be immune.
Absolutely.
But Otherwise, he'll just get an Eldritch Blast in the face. 22 on his touch.
A 22 on his touch is absolutely a hit. It slams into him. It gives a hollow cry.
So, as it's that time of the month, 21 points of damage.
The blast just smashes into the creature. 21
Did you
points.
just say, as it's that time of the month?
I tried to gloss over it, but
No, no need.
you're responsible for your words. What is it like as this creature rushes forward but then evaporates from the touch of your power?
So as we've sort of established, it's his power is affected at least by the moon. So it's like a really focused point of light, like holding a magnifying glass to a to something that is
Nice.
easily burnable, and it just focuses in the middle and goes up in flames.
Fiery moon fire erupts through it as it gives its final shriek before collapsing to the ground. Excellent job, Obsidian.
Hello. Come off the level. I'm just checking on a thing. Okay. So the one in front of me is dead. This thing is untouched.
Correct.
Looks pretty gnarly. The Silastra looks okay, right? Doesn't look like he's affected by the whatever it's.
Doesn't
Doing
appear to be
too
at a
much.
glance. Yeah.
I think in this situation I would be better. So let me just. We'll move to there. To there. That's where I went. I will move to here, and I will summon a spectral hand, and that is my turn.
Very good. So we go into the archive very quickly. You summon a spectral hand. I've learned from my mistake before, and I actually have a spectral hand ready and waiting to go. So I'll
Cool.
just paste it in front of it, and then you can position it wherever you summoned it into existence. Matthew, it should be appearing. There we go. You should have control.
Just be right in front of me. Feeling control. I'll just have it right in front of me, and yeah, it can zoom over there when it's ready to next time.
That's your turn, Obsidian.
It is.
Each of you make a knowledge nature check for me, please.
Don't have it, so it's just intelligence.
7.
40.
10. Oh, well done, Ansel.
Ansel, you've heard of these creatures. Very similar creatures are said to have roamed in the forest lands near where you once lived. These are dryads, or at least what remains of them are dryads, although they appear to be displaying colours and tactics that aren't like the usual kind, if you've ever encountered one before, that is. With that knowledge, we're back to the top of the round. Silastra.
Whoa.
The dryads! Cries Ansel.
I love it.
Silastra is going to tumble around to his back. Though I don't know, does that require a tumble DC?
It does, but it's a single target, which I believe you already make. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Yep. So you can, because he's a single target.
do a cartwheel around, which is quite funky.
He does a funky cartwheel.
There's a funky cartwheel.
Unnecessary. It's an unnecessary cartwheel.
Unnecessarily funky cartwheel. And then, as he kind of lands the cartwheel, both his hands get this shadowy blade-like property. As he then goes for, as he did last time, I believe, against in Ansel's vision, he aimed for the mystery creature's legs. He's going to do the same thing here, and he's going to go for the back of a leg as he cuts across, doing an obscuring shadow veil.
Okay.
So let's see. 16 to hit.
16. Sorry, just on its normal armor class.
Yeah.
Not enough, unfortunately. You strike, but it just bounces off.
so.
Bark hardened by many, many years. It is not effective.
That's alright. My mischance has kicked in, so that's it for the turn.
Yeah, and it will immediately test it. It wheels about, whoom, this time doing a full attack at you. So it strikes once. AC.
21.
That's going to hit. Second attack, a miss. Roll your mischance for me, please, Sinasta. 20 or lower.
Nope.
Slams into you with that with its power. It does a 5 points of piercing damage, and once again that power begins to invade your senses. Fortitude saving throw.
Yeah, and this is my fortitude this time. Ooh. Oh no, 9.
Silasta, please roll a D100 for me.
Oh god.
76.
76.
You know this is bad. You can see the excitement in the DM's face.
There's a roll table! Right, 76. Everything else in this area just sort of darkens, and all you see is just a creature in front of you. For the moment, that's all that you feel changes. It's just that you just totally zone in on the creature in front of you, which could be considered a good thing. You don't know. But it struck you. That's happened. I believe that's all it can do on that turn. So, with that, we move to Ansel. You've struck down this one dryad in front of you. It still burns with ethereal moonlight. What do you do?
I guess I will. Yeah, it seems silly to do anything else. I will take a step forward, but I will attempt to curse the big dryad.
Sure, yeah.
First of all, as a swift action, which is DC 16 will save.
That is a fail. The curse lands upon the creature.
Excellent. So he is -2 to attack, saves, checks, and weapon damage. And then I'll throw an Eldritch Blast his way as well, just for good measure. 23 to hit.
Lands on his touch armor class. Slams into him.
23 again. 23 points of damage, and if he's capable of being sickened, you would need to do a fortitude save.
He's not capable of being sickened. However, the damage is sizable. It erupts through the creature. A good portion of its body just gets blasted away as if some great wood axe just took off the side of it. It goes... gives a creaking cry from that damage as it staggers back. Excellent turn. Anything else, Ansel?
That's it from me.
Obsidian.
Okay, so I need to roll. My spectral hand whizzes over, and we'll try for a touch attack on him.
Yes.
So on his touch armor class, of course, fumble. No,
It's
That's
that's
rolled
possibly
already
a fumble.
in
Yeah, Obsidian, see if you wouldn't mind rolling it again.
there, 22. So
What
just
would
a
have
fail.
happened
so-
if it's fumbled?
Just missed completely. So nothing happened.
It's just staggering back from Ansel's blaster. Unfortunately, you're not able to land the target, unfortunately. Anything else on the turn, Obsidian?
Yeah, I've just moved over slightly next to Ansel. That's me.
Silaster, you see a great gout of moonfire just erupts across the creature. Obsidian makes an attack, but the blast has sent that attack wide. It's your turn. What do you do?
They're out of my sight right now. I am so focused.
That's a very good point. You don't see any of that. That's correct. Yes, you're right.
All I know is it's just recoiled towards. It's been hit in the back and it's just lurched towards me, and I'm like, it's lurched towards me for some reason. I'm going to hit it in the face. So I'm going to attempt what has become my supreme move, the Clinging Shadow Strike, where I get one blade, and as he's lurched forward, I'm going to attempt to cut across the eyes. So let's
check out his ultimate technique.
20 to hit.
20 hits. You slam into the creature.
Oh, beautiful. He takes 17 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
And if he's still standing, something happens that's never happened before.
Well, he basically whirls around, sees you're about to strike, brings down a branch, slams down, but it's at that point that you make your attack and you finish the creature. How do you destroy it?
Yes!
Not again.
It's your most deadly attack.
It is.
Of them all.
It's no longer my strongest, but it's still the most deadly. He's brought down his arm, but Silaster is so focused, is so just blindsided to everything else. It's almost heightened what's happened against him, and he uses the momentum of him swinging down as it drops. He uses that impact to lift himself up and just cut like secateurs to a bush. He trims the Dryad's face as his hand cuts right through the eyes, and its tree-like head just lollops open.
Incredible, and it's like you hear that kind of creaking sound that is usually accompanied with a cry of timber. You watch this creature age as if watching a tree rot in 100 times speed, and it just collapses to the ground, crashing into the wall. Its gnarled fingers desperately reaching out to the pool, but falling short. Congratulations, you defeated the visionary Dryads.
This weapon. Always works.
With what you know about the tree that they had sprung from, and the power that reverberates around here, Silaster, you hazard a guess that the attack that landed upon you may have imbued some of the root's power into you. Can you make a further fortitude saving throw, please?
Back out my thing would have come back. 24. That's better.
You don't.
It got you high.
You resist the urge to try and go after like more of the substance. You just see so much of it just like littering the pool, like these roots reaching out. Even a taste of this thing is enough for you to want to indulge more. And you had quite a positive experience from it. You kind of got zoned in to your target. There could have been some really bad things that could have happened in the same fight. So well done. What are you guys doing now that the
Don't
the
do
threat...
drugs, folks.
Don't do drugs.
Don't
Yes.
do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Yes, don't do drugs. What do you guys?
Don't do drugs, but should we take some drugs?
Yeah.
Whilst you...
Definitely take some with us.
That's what I meant, yes. I don't mean like immediately...
In case we're at a party and we want to be popular, you know.
Yeah. In case there's some... cool
whilst
kids on
you
the street
gather
corner
some
at some
drugs,
Mm.
Silaster is going to atomize a Cure Light Wounds into him.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So 1d8 plus 5.
I take a few cuttings.
The wounds atom. There we go.
How many cuttings do you take, Obsidian? Just so I'm aware.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much a dose is. Obviously, we're looking for not the leaf, but the bud of the plant.
So
I don't know.
you
Take about
yeah,
20 quid's worth.
A small bag.
So you maybe even you know that a single route will probably cut like just from like hearsay. You just know that this isn't the most common substance to find in the land of Mainrealm. So
Absolutely
even a
not.
small amount of it will definitely be worth, as you say, more than 20 quid.
Yeah. Especially if you give one little bit away for free, and then they'll give you all their money for the rest of it. And I know how this works.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
we now
Enterprising.
begin Drug Dealer Simulator. This is where the game goes. Right.
I'm sure the Brewers Droop will be quite happy for
They
us.
would be very happy with such a taking. To be fair, yes, you imagine all kinds of
Make some
alchemists would want
parchment.
this, yeah.
And I'll wrap, say, 5 or 6 roots. Like,
5 or
sort of
6 obsidian. I want a number.
Sort of a wee bundle. All right, I'll take
How many
6.
roots are there? Because you don't want to take too much and kill the tree. Probably.
No, I mean I'm taking roots like
You don't want to kill the
in a
source,
bundle
do
of
you?
parchment that's wrapped like a small.
Are you wrapping it and then sort of
Pencil
twizzling the
case
ends
size.
to protect it?
Yeah.
in the Tupperware.
Giving it a lick so it sticks and yeah.
Put a lighter under it, just yeah. Toast it
It's
a little.
just
Dry it out a little
stiffen
bit
it.
so it doesn't.
Guys, I feel like we're incriminating. Stop now.
The chamber lies silent. Is there anything else that you do whilst Obsidian is collecting these things? Then you do get a ransom worth of Visionary's root there. Anything else whilst you're here?
I imagine Salasta's dealing with a mild come down. He's like, ooh, whatever that was. It's
Are you okay?
guess-
Just
I think Salasta's still got
your teeth a lot and being a bit twitchy, man. Are you okay?
like he hears Obsidian talking, and just whilst he swings over, and everything's still hyper focused, and he's just like a blur until he focuses on Obsidian, and it's just like a constant slow zoom in, it's perpetually zooming in on him.
All he can hear is Pink Floyd playing in his head.
Completely numb is blaring behind him. I love it.
One of those few moments where Salasta looks, he doesn't have that normal kind of solemn look about him. He has a fairly vacant, like,
Oh dear.
just what?
Oh dear.
Oh.
He's flying with a Sasquatch right now. Okay.
Aw.
I mean, there's lots of other fauna in the room and flora. Maybe we
Yeah, is there anything else of interest in the?
like the water itself.
You want to drink the?
Whoa! Who said drink? Gather for study. I don't do drugs.
Yeah, you can certainly gather some water. It just it appears to have this sort of, it almost gleams with a light of its own. But you only notice it if you were to stare at it for a long time. And so you note that the reflection on the on there is fairly vivid as you look upon the water.
Yeah, we should take a look.
Yeah, I've run out of space. I've got so much stuff.
I'll make a note of that.
Is root transcripts.
So just so I'm aware, then that you're taking a vial of the water as well.
Yeah, vial of
Yeah.
bong water. Obviously, like a billabong is what I'm talking about.
Of
because
course,
that's
of
what it
course, naturally.
Tree.
Naturally.
Can we take a look at the other plants in case there's anything interesting about it? Just because the shape of the leaves is quite interesting on the
Mm.
Yeah, you can give me a
Pretties.
you can give me a nature check as you look at the plants.
Could do. 12.
Hang on.
There's like a few different species that you recognise.
I haven't got a clue.
Ansel, the nearest that you sort of understand, one of them you think might be called Marley, or one might be called hibiscus. All different strange plants that you would not think to find growing at the top of a very arid mountain in a very arid area. So
Yeah.
it's a bit odd, for
Is
sure.
this bit outside?
No, the only thing that you can really see of outside, you can see if you look up, is maybe like a single shaft of light gleaming down upon where the tree stands.
A whole bunch of heat lamps.
Wires going into a street lights outside. Yeah.
I feel like this might be somebody's personal crop, and they were its guards. Do you know what I mean? Like there's some sort of drug enterprise. They're growing it on purpose. It's clearly guarded. Like this stuff doesn't grow naturally elsewhere. I feel like we're maybe trespassing.
Well, that
They're
story
about
said
to
a
get
prophet
messed
was
up
here.
by the farmers. I don't think we need to take anything else with us.
Wouldn't know enough to know what was poisonous and what wasn't.
Exactly. That is the big problem. None of us really know much about this sort of thing. I think we've taken from the main sort of tree and the water that's gleaming a bit so we can look into it. We know this place, so, if we learn ways to travel more quickly later on down the line, we can maybe pop back and take a look. If then we can bring someone with us who knows about this sort of thing. We do know a druid. So, yeah, what's her face? She was all naturey, right?
Oh, she's a cleric, isn't she?
Oh, she was a cleric, but she was all naturey. She was all covered in leaves and shit.
She wasn't a tree. She
Fucking
was
loves
covered in
plants.
leaves. Yes.
She fucking loves leaves, man.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, I think we'd be better off coming back if we had someone with us who knew what they were looking at. Let's explore somewhere else.
Very good. So you make your way from the chamber, and almost refreshing to stand back into the corridor where you'd found this place. The atmosphere is much warmer in there, it seems. The wind blowing about this place appears to grow slightly stronger as you return to the main entrance hall.
Sorry, for some reason I can't get through the door. I just keep walking into it. Oh, there we go, right. There we go.
Okay.
I think it's because I'd put me and Cry into the same square.
Very good.
And thought we were big.
Yeah, so you make your way down. Is your spectral hand still with you, Obsidian? Just so I'm aware if we're bringing anything with us.
Oh yeah, the spectral hand.
You just want to look after that, just so I don't have to. If you do come to summon it again, then you just know where it is. That'd be really handy.
It stays with me for a chunk of time, so it'll still be with me for the moment.
Great, yeah. If you want to look after that, then just so I don't have to keep scrolling for it, that'd be great.
No problem.
Yeah. So next, there is the next door. Goes off to the right.
Silas just heads back to the entrance. I just need a breath of fresh air. Just a short minute or two. Just
clear your head.
Can your spectral hand open doors, Obsidian?
No, but it can sneak up behind and tap him on the shoulder and freak him out. Turn around and is just waving at you. No, it can't open doors.
okay.
All
I
it,
feel better.
all it can do is deliver touch spells. It can't do anything else.
Okay.
I will open the door then this time.
I've sobered up a little.
Ugh.
Oh,
Scorched earth.
Yes.
You open the door to the chamber beyond, and yeah, absolutely. The first thing that meets your gaze is a hefty scorch mark. Ansel, as you step through, I would like you to make a reflex saving throw, please.
Is it a spell or a spell-like ability?
It is a spell or spell-like ability.
I saw that.
Obsidian, you've also went in, I think I saw.
I didn't. I warped through the wall, and it was accidental. It was roll 20. It wasn't me. Sure, I went.
20's fault.
No,
26.
if you didn't mean to go through Obsidian, then that's fine.
No, we were in
He
it
did.
together. I definitely did.
Okay,
we were in
then.
it
So
together.
please make a reflex saving throw, please, as well, Obsidian.
Sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease, just in case.
It's obviously fire.
I'm going to say it's almost obviously fire, yes. And I've almost obviously taken the brunt of it to the face because I rolled an 8. Because my roll 20 is being very generous today.
That sounded like a lot of dice. I feel like Ansel ducked completely out, ducked out of the
18
way. And
points of
Obsidian
fire
went.
damage to Obsidian. Half of 18, 9 to Ansel, as you are successful.
Ouch.
There is a blast of flame that erupts directly at you both, and you find yourselves tumbling back through the door. The floor depressing slightly, having just stood in there.
Ow.
Let me see.
We need to be more careful.
Well,
Obsidian, would you like to do a history check for me, please?
I will inflict moderate wounds is 2d8, isn't it?
Yes.
And it'll be
2d8 plus
2d8
10, yeah.
Well, it'll be 2d8 plus 7 because it's not a spell. It's not a potion. It's my spell. So it's based on my level. Unfortunately, but that's okay. I cast that on myself. I get 15. Lovely. I feel better, except I don't feel dirty every time I do it.
Yeah, you heal up,
It somehow
and if you'd
feels
like to make the
good.
check, you can either do
So, yeah.
history or your level, whichever is higher.
Well, my level is definitely higher than my history. It would just be 26. I rolled a 19. Why can't they come for saves and attacks? Damn it!
All of these little details that you're thinking of sort of fall into one as you remember a story. We already made reference to the fact that Obsidian is a he likes the ancient stories of yore.
Big time.
He remembers a story of a particular dwarf that, after a misstep, lost half of his beard in a fire trap in a region that you swear was the Valley of the Prophet.
What was the name of the dwarf?
Droskor Hammerstone.
Lost half his beard.
Was it one side of his face, or was it...
Yeah, I believe he lost half of it on one side of his face. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Singe marks running up.
You can't help but feel
Later
that
known as Droskor Halfbeard.
that you may have wandered into a place that aligns with that particular story.
Interesting.
Celasta would turn.
To help. Go on. No, you go. You're the...
I was going to say I can get into the room and survey, hopefully without setting anything off.
Well, if you can, go nuts.
I mean, if not, my reflex hopefully is fairly decent. Celasta will shadow jaunt to the center of the room.
Okay.
Oh my god! Oh, it's your skeleton. It's your spectral hand that I could see in the corner.
Oh, yeah, I just put it in there too.
So you've actually landed at the perfect point, Silaster, where you stand now. You see that basically 15 by 15 foot square of entering the chamber, and like over the other side of the chamber where the other scorch mark is one massive pressure pad. Where you're standing at the moment is absolutely fine. A door stands already ajar to the south of your location. You can give me a spot check if you don't want to move to see if you can tell if you can find some kind of device or lever or whatever.
Yeah, let's see. So it's not high. Wait, hang on. I've never used this ability. Elves, oh no, they get a free search within 5 foot of a secret door. This is not that. Never mind. I've never never encountered that.
Never come into
No. 16 on a spot.
Because you already know there's a trap, you would not have received this check had you been ignorant of one, because that's for rogues. But now that you know that there is a trap, you can sort of look and use a bit of common sense. And you see that there is some valves that jut off into a small hole in the wall that leads to that door to the south that's already ajar.
Excellent. Assume it's about there, maybe. I see the valves.
Yeah, you can see that behind whatever is past this doorway, you imagine that it leads through that doorway.
Closed it. I'll just relay back and say there may be a way to turn this off through here. Give me a moment.
Okay, there's not a lot. I mean, I don't think we could help, to be honest.
I'm going to try
I
and follow
think
the
then-
valves.
Yeah.
But it's probably better for you to do it as you're already in there. Unless you're scared there's another trap.
What was your spot check was 16? You've already succeeded, so you can just follow them now. And you see that behind a rather craftily placed barrel, there is a sort of like a circular handle that you know if you were to rotate, it's almost like shutting off like a gas main off.
Resisting the urge just to hit it with a mountain hammer.
Nah.
No.
You feel a satisfying like dunk as like it fastens shut.
I step through and just give a very big to the door.
I mean, after you.
Tentatively step through. Tentatively.
Make a reflex save. No, I'm just kidding. You feel the pressure pad sink slightly as if it were to activate, and your stomach goes into your throat for a moment. But then no gouts of flame emerge from what you now are clearly able to see are sort of like dragon mouths carved from stone.
Wow, that was extreme. Something or someone really doesn't want us in here.
No.
Which way?
Well, what's through the doorway we can already see?
Silaster, you look back down where
There's
you...
another one of those things.
Yeah, there is another one. A tablet wrought into the wall, and a corner that moves around to the left-hand side. Your left.
I'm gonna pause, like there,
Okay, and what do
and
you
just
do?
thinking. I don't know. So that's just like I'm gonna step against the wall, and I just want to peek around the corner.
Yeah, you can peek around the corner. For the purposes of the dynamic lighting, then I'll allow you to move your figure as if stepping round the corner 1 square. And then if you have to
Okay.
hide or do anything stealthy, then I'll ask it. Yeah, so you look around the corner and you see that there is another doorway, this time completely bereft of any kind of door. There is... Yeah, I mean, the three of you are able to look round. There doesn't appear to be any movement or any signs of life down there. You can give me a religion check if you have it, please.
No.
Oh, I do, but I don't have any knowledge.
You can make a straight roll. I mean, to be honest, make a straight intelligence roll as well, because you don't have to exclusively have religion to know what this is. As we all know them.
10.
What was your roll, Obsidian?
I didn't do one. It'll just be base 19. Shit.
Ansel, Silasta, you be forgiven for thinking that this is just a stone table of some kind. However, Obsidian, as you look round, you are very, very familiar with what this is. This looks to be a stone sarcophagus made of black rock. However, rather unceremoniously, been made into some kind of work table. There appears to be a large amount of dusty apparatus, and a strange, like, artificer-looking equipment resting on the top of it.
Wow.
I will flash a detect magic at the table and at the thing on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, so you once again get the... You look at the one thing on the wall, you get the same trace of divination magic that you received when you spied the tablets upon the wall earlier. So you imagine this to be of similar prophetic kind of tablet. Beyond though, through there, with the table and the apparatuses, you sense something immensely powerful. Without closer inspection, it is hard to tell what is emanating that, but correct me, do you get what kind of magic it is?
If I study it for a further round or two, yes. Which I would if I could tell it was very powerful.
Yeah, are you able to study it from where you are stood currently?
Depends what it is. I can see the sarcophagus and I can see some of the items on the table, but I can't see everything.
It's a particular item that's on the table. I would say that you'd have to be a bit closer to be able to examine it.
Ansel holds up a hand to the other two to stay back, and we'll get a little bit closer. Not
If
quite
that's a
entering the
sarcophagus,
room.
it's enormous.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Is that close enough, or do I have to get even closer than that?
Yeah, you are looking there, and like you see these dusty pieces of apparatus. There's a weird looking like rock shapes upon the like held in scientific vices, almost held in position to make a particular kind of shape. As you look at that shape and as you draw a little closer, you can each make a further history check for me, please. Obsidian, you can use your level if you would prefer.
Oh, well, I would prefer, because it's always higher, which means I'll take off 2, make that 11, so it's 18.
Yeah, you recognise that shape, for you have seen it in books, and you've seen it in that very same book that we were discussing earlier, about this very tale you appear to have walked into. You see a strange miniature replica of what you know to be a necromantic device, which is why you probably know so much about it, known as the Shroud. And the shroud was this amplifier of necromantic power that was installed atop a great mountain in Orenthale. And its intended use was to resurrect masses and masses of fallen souls in one go.
Oh man, I'm just going to go in. We can't check for traps anyway, so.
Yeah, you wander in, and there doesn't appear to be any stirring of any kind. You look at the apparatus, and it's all kind of strange. Like, you can tell that this is an artificer's station. This is the station of someone who would be proficient in creating magical items. You see ancient blueprints of the shroud. And Obsidian, you're able to put two and two together. This would have been the workshop of the necromancer that would have worked towards designing the shroud. You know that the necromancer Dragon then hid from the world in the Valley of the Prophet, or the Heretic, long, long ago, and used this place as the headquarters of his cult, known as the Sacred Dusk. So you've effectively wandered into a convention of
that's pretty legendary.
necromantic power. The thing that is emanating that vast amount of power, though, Ansel, is settled in the very, very centre of the table / sarcophagus, and it is the only thing that doesn't have any dust upon it. After this amount of study, you are able to see that it is a ring of perilous, shining black metal, a black rock at its heart, and it appears to exude the power of necromancy.
So pretty.
Has Obsidian spotted it?
I mean, it's not hard to spot. It's sat there right in the middle of the table, so I will say you can all see it, yes.
I don't think he'll pay as much attention to it as you are for the magic, because he's not doing detect magic, because that's... I mean, he could, but that's your thing. You do it automatically. But he will have noticed it, because it's very, very pretty.
Well, Silaster has a shot here. Silaster gets to use his ability Sense Magic. I do a level check against the DC of the item to actually figure out all the properties of it.
Okay.
Because it's a very, very weird class feature for me to get. 10 plus the caster level.
Of the item, which I have in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to do quite a good roll.
Yes, you
level.
do. Yes, you
No,
do.
not a clue.
No.
That's a nice looking ring.
You know that this is a ring of immense power. That's all you can get with a 9.
Try it lightly.
I mean...
I guess Ansel will tentatively point it out to Obsidian. And say,
well,
he has no reason not to trust you, so he'll just say, this item appears to be very powerful and in line with your powers, Obsidian. Do you recognize it?
I mean, I have an idea of what this place is from one of the many kind of stories that I used to read. I say used to read regularly. Tales of heroes past. And this place is, I think, the lair of a... Well, or at least it's been made to look like the lair of a legendary necromancer from one of these stories. But the problem is the story is from long ago, and it's kind of... These stories are all a bit as to whether they were actually real, embellished, whether the characters were introduced, made up, who knows. But a thing called the Shroud was designed here. I don't know how dangerous it is. Like, because if that story is real, it's a story of legend, and this is quite a dangerous place to be. I could just put the ring on and see what it does.
Good.
I mean, it's necromancy, and It's what I do. What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed.
So it's up to you. You can definitely try it on. I will allow you to do another check, Obsidian, knowing now that it is within your wheelhouse and within your remit of study, as it were. You could do a check, either arcane or knowledge religion, because that's to do with undead as well, and necromancy, so anything along that. But this, however, doesn't use your level. This would just be a straight skill check from you.
Arcana is going to be my best, or spellcraft. They're kind of.
I'd say go with Arcana then. Yeah, probably best.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah, well, you are comforted to know at least that this ring would enhance necromantic abilities.
Yeah. That's it, though. I know there's things that can enhance powers, but also be cursed.
Could I do a use magic device check?
Yeah.
It's a magical item, and that's more my wheelhouse.
Yeah, certainly.
Also 16.
Pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know that this is like the Shroud, very much an amplifier of necromantic abilities. It is not a mistake that this thing has been left here, although it is perhaps worthy of note that it has been left here.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I'm under no illusions. What I do for, in my mind, good reasons. It just so happens to be the thing that I was good at. But I do it, and I try to do it in a good way, but I know that it's been used in a terrible, terrible ways in the past, so it's a toughie. I think it was hidden behind a bunch of traps. I'm I'll just put it on.
You put it on. Can you give me
I'm just delaying the inevitable. It's obviously going to happen, so we might as well.
Can you give me a will save, please?
I can certainly try.
And you don't feel like anything's trying to harm you, I will say. Just for you to know. But something does happen when you do put it on.
I was pressing down. I was on the minus. No. It's +7, not -7. Again, it's sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, disease, but 21. Yeah. Considering my roles this session, that's actually quite good.
You feel it's almost the same feeling as when you touch with negative energy, or you reach into your opponents, and as we've seen, only the trace of their spirit remains as their body falls away. You kind of get that feeling as you put the ring on, but such is the mastery of your abilities that you put it on and it fits perfectly. It's like it was made for you.
Lovely. It's just under my fingerless glove. Yeah, it fits lovely. Feels good. I don't know what it does, though.
Is there anything you can do to...
I don't think so. I'm trying to think.
Or you don't know anything beyond what you've already learned, which is that it's an amplifier of necromantic power.
This is it. So I can... let...
Do you have that touch ability, which is a necromantic power that you channel?
Channel touch, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you try that?
I don't have anyone that I could do it to apart from you
do it
guys.
To yourself.
Yeah. I could do it to myself, absolutely. I don't need to heal anymore, though, back at full, so...
As you say...
But,
As you say, you don't have anyone to target it with. Can you give me a listen check, please?
Oh, I hope it's someone I can target. I wonder. Nope. As always. Listen and
spot. Is it all of us or just...
All three of you, please. All three of you. A listen check.
Oh. 22.
Hang on. No, 17.
Ansel is obviously on the lookout for trouble as soon as Obsidian put the ring on.
Silaster is peering at the rune tablet thing, also in the corridor before.
Maybe Obsidian is too sort of preoccupied with this new item that he's discovered. Ansel,
Yeah,
Silaster, you immediately go into an alert stance as you hear almost like a roar, like echo from down the corridor, which leads beyond where you've not been yet.
Heads up, Obsidian. We're not alone.
Tablets can wait.
I'm going to hide behind this.
I'm just up against this wall here.
Now that your attention's been drawn to it, Obsidian, you can hear it also. The three of you can kind of hear, echoing from around the corner, a number of voices having some kind of rowdy exchange. The voices are incredibly loud, so you feel that whatever is making that noise is newly arrived from an area that you've not yet explored. Like a hoarse, rumbling laughter echoes down the corridor, and then another yell. And it's like echoing off the ancient stone of this place.
Okay. So, Lester, have you had a peer around the corner there and
Not yet.
had a look down the corridor?
If you want to approach silently or hidden, if you'd like to make a roll silently and hide check, just to accompany any investigations you make at this point.
Yeah, it's both those. Okay.
Yeah, man,
So-
you go ahead. My leather's too squeaky.
27 move silently, 20 for hide. Ooh.
Yeah, you're able to move around the corner. I will let you know if there's any issue with that. You look around the corner, you see that it's just the end of a corridor that then dips then to the south once again. Another open doorway, no door to be seen. The voices appear to be echoing from there, but there's nothing that would have line of sight of you in that corridor, it would seem.
Before I go any further, I put my hand on the floor and beckon over to Ansel, and then my eyes kind of flick down to Cry, beckoning.
Cry will scuttle through.
Right.
Yeah, Cry zips past like basically follows perfectly the edges of the rooms, always finding the shadow to crawl within. And he zips away.
Let me know if I need to do another roll.
Yeah, I will, but
Yeah.
for the most part, that's absolutely fine.
There, and I'll peek around.
As will Cry.
I will point out this is
Well-
Silaster doing this. I haven't
Yes.
just stepped out.
I
I'm
understand.
kind of-
I understand.
yeah.
Do you want to hide and move silently from Cry as well, or are you happy for...
No, I'm alright with that for the moment. If Cry needs to do anything, I'll let you know. Silaster, you peer out and you see this corridor seems to open up into what looks like a vast cavern. Part of its floor has definitely been sculpted by tools and has been crafted by some ancient peoples. But you also can see that there is a vast cavern that this place is as well, and there is an unmistakable drop far beyond. The sounds of the voices appear to come from both the left and the right of the end of that corridor that you're looking down. Ah! You hear a voice yell again and say, "Glory! Glory to the children of Gower! "Ah!" Another one yells loudly. The voices seem to like shake the walls almost.
Celeste will turn back and he's gonna say like this, like thing, like beckoning Obsidian and Ansel to. What they do with that information is up to them, but I'm just.
Yeah, we'll quietly try and.
Yeah, dead quiet as well.
Yeah.
Dead
so if you'd like to make a move silently, please.
Sure, why not? Let's do that. Oh my god!
Oh boy. I'm gonna let the side down.
I oiled my leather.
19.
Oh my goodness. Obsidian, like the spectres and the ghosts that you commune with, you move silently. You're able to peer around, and the angle that you can get there, Silaster, you can actually see a figure standing there. This figure is on the verge of being large, but not, still medium. But like 7 foot tall, medium. This huge humanoid figure stands there with granite grey skin and dull grey eyes, a vast great sword, one size larger than normal, being moved restlessly from one hand to the other. You can give me a knowledge nature check if you like, to see if any of you can determine what this figure is.
I can just about see it as well, so.
Yeah.
17.
7. I can't really see it anyway.
5.
That makes sense.
I can't actually see where I was. I had to move.
Obsidian, you've heard tales of folk such as these that wander in the desolate places of the world. Rumour only follows them because those that do generally see them don't live very long to tell the tale.
Oh, goody.
You see before you the unmistakable figure of a half-giant standing there. In other worlds, known as a Goliath, the half-giant has the blood of giants coursing through its veins, and it appears to be shouting to more than one. You can only assume is more of his kind there as well. And he says again, "The children of Gower, glory!"
Oh dear. Silaster. It's a half giant.
Not a full giant.
No, it's the half.
Just half giant. Go, just half. Go.
It's still pretty gnarly, though, just saying.
You then hear another voice, a voice that's much more calmer, yet it seems to echo in the cavern beyond, and it says, "While I do appreciate your vigour and enthusiasm, do remember why you have been brought here. I have commissioned you to guide me to the eye of the Sanctum, and there I shall receive the vision I have so long sought after. And in return, I shall share with you where your beloved father resides." "Gower!" they yell. "We are the children! We are his children! You will share with us the resting place of Gower in good time, friends."
Is that a voice we recognise?
No, absolutely not. You've never heard this voice before. It's kind of like it carries, and there appears to be a power behind it, but there is also kind of like a thin, reedy kind of nature to it as well. That's generally all you hear from where you are at the moment. Any further investigation will need to be done closer.
Yeah, closer.
Celeste, he can't effectively communicate to Ansel without being too loud, so I'm just going to lean back to Obsidian and just say, "That calm voice. Take him alive."
Okay.
Knows things.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go in.
Wait.
I have a plan. Attack.
I could provide a
Nice.
distraction to get them moving.
Okay.
Maybe we should try and pick them off rather than facing them.
I might be able to lure them here without, or at least get the attention of them. Trust me.
We don't want their
Just
full attention.
get ready. Get ready at this door. Celesta is... Let me just check. He's going to take a moment to just shuffle up his maneuvers, because there's one maneuver he needs for this to work.
Okay.
No, he's keeping his kill maneuver. That one's proved indispensable.
Maneuver.
He's going to put that one.
And Silla's going to take a healing potion.
Yeah, you take a healing potion if you'd like to roll that up.
Just max, that's pretty good.
I will try to bring them to us. Corridor. Taking a moment to get the maneuver he needs, Silasta is going to move silently but not hide.
Wait, can we draw them into the fire room?
No, I deactivated it.
Reactivate it then.
There's a thing to spin
But that's not difficult, is it?
barrels. I'm
What
just like, barrels.
what you screwed shut, unscrew it again.
I'm gonna, move silently. 28. But I'm not hiding.
Okay.
Silasta is gonna start here. He's going to take... So he's taking an action basically to move and do a maneuver. So Silasta is going to go 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Move himself to here. And as he gets there, it's just going to go, whoa! Spin on the spot and do a shadow jaunt to teleport back to the door again. Hopefully drawing the attention of a few of them.
You definitely saw them sort of like watch you walk in or run in, and then like they will have seen you at the last second because it was silent, but you then just were in the middle of them and then vanished, so they would have seen that, and you just see like a look of utter astonishment on 4 half giants staring at you, and then vroom, you vanish. Hey! One is going to just rush forward to where you stood. I think is probably the fair thing. It's just to go where you once were. So he moves to there. Doesn't see you at the end of the corridor, but it's like looking around his burly shoulders, like looking around. Oh, sorry, he rolled really badly. Did you see that? Yeah, where is he? Another one like moves in. What was that? And you hear the thin, reedy voice say, "There is someone that seeks to disrupt our position here. We cannot betray our position. Do not be lured by them. The other way is fast shut. If anything would come through here to discover the secrets of this place, they will have to come through us. Did you hear that, Spectre?" His voice calls into the darkness.
Can you, can Obsidian send his hand in? Just start touching folk.
I think I have to be able to see where it's going, but if he hasn't seen you, I can do a sidestep. And actually, yes, if they haven't seen you,
So the moment you sidestep in, if you're not, are you? I'll have to make you do a hide check now because they are actively like looking. So yeah, if you want to remain unseen, Obsidian, and sort of pop round the corner to do the spell, you have to do a hide check, please.
okie dokie. 12.
Yeah, you peek round, and one of the hard giants just sees the sort of like in the half light of the corridor, this like half damaged looking bird mask just pop round the corner. Hey! One of those shouts. He's there! I can see him in cover!
I see him. Do you see him?
Come out from there! Show your face!
Show him your hand.
Okay,
If
hold
you
on.
would introduce yourselves, perhaps an arrangement can be made. The thin voice continues. Why not show yourself? There is plenty of knowledge in this haven. Plenty to go around. Obsidian, you walk to the end of the corridor.
I will step forward with my hands in the air. Okay. Okay. You got me. I was just a little bit spooked by this guy. I mean, jeez, muscles on you, friend. Quite right.
Can I, underneath this, just drop into my cloak of deception, move silently, and attempt to take a hide check behind a pillar?
Yes, you may. And whilst you do that, Obsidian, would you like to continue?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm just intrepid explorer with a deep interest in the necromantic arts. Came across this place in the storybooks, and yeah, just on a bit of a pilgrimage. Wasn't expecting to encounter you guys.
This place was a hallowed site of visions. Long before it was the haven of some low-life necromantic upstart, some malcontent.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, was that first name Malcolm, second name Tent?
Tent, yes, correct.
I'll take a little step forward, but my hands are still in the air. Okay, I mean, obviously, I get that a lot. The opinion of necromancy and just everywhere is not very high. So I get that. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But yeah, I'm curious. If this place is even more interesting than I thought it was. But I want to know. I want to learn about it. Like,
you can give me like a deception check here, I think.
it's going to be just a bluff check.
A bluff, sorry, yes.
My hide check is 25, by the way.
I saw.
Behind that brazier. Cool.
29 for the bluff.
The man behind the hefty figures, sort of like you managed to sort of get a look on him for the first time. Rather immaculately dressed, actually. He appears to have the image of a noble, a half cape thrown over his shoulder, strange medallion of looks like a weird like dial. Clocks don't exist in this setting, but something that looks similar to that, like a sundial almost. You look at it, and he sort of like gives you like a suspicious look with beady eyes from a thin face, and he says, Yes, well, I know what it is like to be somewhat of a pariah. What is it you would know of this place? You forgive me, you have us at a disadvantage.
Uh, Obsidian, absolute pleasure. You guys are well, some sort of organization. I heard you shouting a name earlier, but obviously I didn't want to eavesdrop. But again, I was just a bit intimidated
Yes, my
by
friends
by
here
this
have...
guy, and I just pat him on the bicep. By this guy, wow.
Yes, allow me to introduce you to myself. I am Escor, the Fate Spinner. And these are my accomplices. The children of Gower. They seek to find their lost father, and I shall divine it for them in return for their service.
Wow. I mean, I really am just seeking adventure, knowledge. I've happened across this situation. Can I help? Is there anything I can do?
As a matter of fact, there is. And he gives the Heart Giant a nod. Seize him! And that is where we are going to quickly go to our break. So, what
Lovely
will the
stuff.
strangers do against the children of
What?
Gower and a Fate Spinner, of all things? We shall find out next time. Well, I'll say next time, when we're back in a few short moments.
That's the end.
The end! Boom!
That's it. Done.
We'll be right back.
See you shortly. Yay! Yay!
And we have returned to the Sanctum of Sight. The strangers, or rather Obsidian, stands in the grass. What's so funny?
I didn't realise how close I was to the camera. I was checking
yeah,
something and I looked at the stream. I was right there.
Wow. It's like Lester's ready for this. The strangers find themselves with a quandary for half giants being led by this mysterious aristocratic-looking fellow. And a half giant has just reached out upon this aristocratic man's orders to seize him, to grab him. Obsidian, what is your touch armor class?
I'm going to be a sacrifice. A sacrifice? My touch armor class is 11.
That is,
But,
he touches
I'm gonna let him. So.
Oh yeah, well in that case, like he will grab you and automatically grapples you. Then in that case, Obsidian,
Yep,
like he
not a
seizes
problem.
hold of you.
Has he done that thing that bullies do, where they twist your arm up behind your back?
Yeah, he's got you like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ow! Ow!
No,
Oh
please.
no! Curse your sudden but inevitable trap.
Now, says the figure, you will explain exactly what truth it is you wish to find here, for certainly this was once a place that necromancers made use of, but those days are long, long past, and the true use of this place remains.
Well, if there's some true use, then obviously I want to know what that is. But this is so unnecessary. I mean, I'm not. We don't have an issue. Ow! You're so strong.
I think it best that we subdue this fool. Perhaps if we should reveal his identity, there must be something he's hiding behind that peculiar mask of his.
Oh no, none of that.
Another one begins marching up.
Okay.
And he gets about here, so he's like right next to you.
Right. I mean, how is this working in rounds now then? Because he went first, right?
Oh, well, if we're going to do this into initiative, then absolutely.
We're going to have to at this point.
Okay.
I don't want them to take my mask off.
Just for the heads up, we've already rolled initiative because we knew that this could potentially go down in lots of different ways. The top of the initiative,
go well.
The aristocratic man goes first, and we'll say his turn was to order to remove that mask to discover what he's hiding behind there exactly. Ansel, it's your turn.
Ansel doesn't yet know that anything's going down, really, so I'll delay until after Obsidian.
Okay, in that case, we then move to the half-giant's turn. So, half-giant number 2 is the one... Sorry, well, half-giant 2 in his group, is the one that's got hold of you. He's just going to just smack you around the back of the head, Obsidian. What is your armor class?
Well, I'm in a grapple, so how does that work? I can't remember.
We'll just do normal armor class, that's fine. No, you're...
should be at least be flat-footed, I think.
Yeah, I guess you're denied your dex, yeah, sure. Alright,
Yeah,
flat-footed
so it would
armor
be
class then.
14. It's one less than normal.
Yeah, he just smashes you with like the pommel of this greatsword that he manages to hold in 2 hands. It's really, really stings. Like your shooting pain runs through the back of your head as he delivers 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the pommel. Just ding, like a
Lovely
noise goes to your ears as he strikes you.
I take 1. As I have now got slightly better damage reduction, but I sell it like I really proper. I knock my headphones off.
You knock your headphones off, yeah.
Yeah, man.
We've all been
I
there.
full on sell it. I make it look really painful, and I make it look like I'm sort of half conscious now.
The other one comes up, which is this one here. And is going to try and just grab your mask off your face. But your mask is like buckled and stuff. It's not like just a string, is it?
Well, it's kind of a hood, really, more than a mask. Like, it's a leather hood that's then got a hat over the top of it. So if he pulls, it'll just slide off like, I don't want to say a cowl, but, you know, it's the closest thing I could put it to. So it'll probably just slide off. And I'll let him take the mask off. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna attempt to see if he can. I'm gonna say like it'll just be
I would say that's probably quite easy if I'm.
Yeah. So he
Not
just
moving
grabs
around.
hold of the mask and just wrenches it off, and just looks like stupidly at the bird face. More interested in that than the face that's been revealed from under the mask. Like he thinks you can see to him, he's like, I have his face. I have won. Like that's what's going. That's what's going through that hard drive. So I have won. This is mine. And he sort of like just stuffs it into his belt. The other two at the end just like point their great swords and sort of like laughing between them. They won't move. They stand vigil next to their benefactor. Silaster, is your turn.
I mean, Silaster has seen Obsidian just being whacked really painfully in the back of the head. I mean, it's like, oh my god, he's taken a massive beating.
Oh, have faith.
And
have faith.
His mask has been ripped off, and Silaster's like, no, not his mask, not his identity. Silaster is a swift action, will drop into his assassin stance as the shadow just moves across his eyes. And there's a free 5-foot step. He'll step out, and then he's going to go for an obscuring shadow veil as he gets shadow blades across both hands and does a sort of leap as he goes up to the half giant's head.
Oh, well, he's definitely flat-footed against you, not knowing you're there. Yeah, make the attack.
Let's see. 16 on his flat-footed.
Oh, that is a bloody good question, actually. On his flat-footed is a miss.
Yeah. Oh no!
You notice they're not really wearing any armor at all. You see, so unfortunately, no. You go to hit him, but it's just ineffectual, and he's like holding obsidian, and you just watch as he just turns around. And you're just striking out, and you just see this towering figure over you, and he just goes. Anything else on your turn, Silaster?
Get off him. That's all I'll just say as he ineffectively attempted to ambush. Just no ambush whatsoever.
And to finish this round, Silaster goes, get off him. We move to the last person in the initiative, Obsidian.
I oversold it. Damn. Silaster, so I'm fine. Took 1 point of damage. I have a minor headache. So the guys come over. He's ripped off the mask. I'm sort of looking half conscious, and then there's like a beat, and I look up at him with like glowing green eyes, and two things happen. The first thing that happens is a free action. I activate my fear aura, which will get both of them. So they need to do DC 18 will save. As the glowing red eyes, glowing green eyes, sorry, bright green just burns into them.
They both fail.
Okay, so they are both shaken.
Both what, sorry?
They're both shaken.
Shaken, okay. That's 2 and 3, shaken.
And then the next thing that happens is the glowing green, and they look up like they're just suddenly struck with fear as I look deep into this guy, and then a massive burst of green energy just bursts out around me and gets both of them. So now that they're shaken, this has a slight... I don't actually... Does shaken affect saves?
It's a -2 to saves, yeah.
Yeah. So they need to do a will DC 18 for half of 18 points of damage to each of them.
Naturally, their will save is their highest, so...
Of course.
Oh my god! That's a 5 and a 6 on the die. They both fail.
They both take 18 points of negative energy damage as I scare the shit out of them and then burst with negative energy.
18. Whoa!
Yeah.
And as your negative energy erupts, we are now into full combat now. Excellent, as Obsidian's little trick pays off there. We begin. We go back to the top of the round. The man before you, at their patron, as it were, will stare at you, and he will cry out and say, "You will rue the day that you meddled with my affairs."
You start it.
And he appears to do something with his hand, and it's almost like you can see this strange spectral dial just appear in front of him, and it begins spinning in front of him. That's his turn. Ansel.
Hearing all of that, Ansel's going to step out from there, and he's going to immediately... Yeah, why not? I'll curse the first half-giant.
Well, he's already shaken. Yeah, so by all means.
Yeah, DC 16 will save.
He's like reeling from the negative energy and the fear, like recoiling from Obsidian, and he looks down the corridor as this curse-like power erupts towards him. He makes the save, and it's a failure. He is cursed.
Great. So he's cursed and shaken, and then I'll blast him to follow that up. So on his touch, 11 on his touch.
11 hits his touch. Just.
Oh, good. So he takes 14 points damage, and he needs to do a Fortitude DC 17 or be sickened.
I mean, he would be were he alive, Ansel.
Oh, that's a shame for him.
What is it like as you utterly eviscerate him with your power?
It's just it's almost like darkness swirling towards him from the curse, and then a shock of white light blasts down through, removing the remains of his life.
Like the others, like give out a cry, "Fagawa!" They yell. The terrified one just goes. Is that everything on your turn, Ansel?
It is indeed.
That moves to the half giant's turns then. So the one that had grabbed you, Obsidian, just is gone. The one that is shaken, and he is only shaken, but grievously wounded from you, Obsidian, just draws, or rather, he's already got it in his hand, just raises the large great sword in his hand and just swipes it down hard at you.
I should probably put myself in an actual square. There we go.
Yeah. So he swings at your armor class.
Which is now 15.
What to do with your fear power that you put upon him causes him to miss?
I think he just hesitates, you know? He just hesitates enough time for me to just lean back out of the way. And it, like, honestly, it would have hit the mask if I was still wearing it. But I'm not, so it missed.
The others go.
The thing is, the beauty of this is that he regrets taking the mask off because it showed him what I look like underneath, and it was not pretty for him at all.
Amazing. This one, however, is going to it's going to charge. So he will forego some of his armor class to get a charge attack on you, Obsidian. AC 15 still?
Yes.
That is possibly a critical because a greatsword critical's on a 19 and a 20. And that's a 19 on the die. So we'll roll to confirm. Not a critical, but a hit. And so a large great sword, obsidian, just swings down at you. 11 points of slashing damage. Like, you just turn at the last second and see this great blade just hack down at you.
I negate a chunk.
This one
I'm okay.
is going to rush forward to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Perfect. Can stand there and has view of both Silaster and Obsidian in a cone shape, which is appropriate. Can you both make a reflex saving throw,
I know what he's
please?
going to do, and I just... I know this.
I had a feeling Matt would know what they would be doing because he recently included half giants in a. In
Well, I did,
excellent
but I
game.
also I played one years ago, and this move is invaluable.
Yes. Check out, for more information,
Yes.
check out The Warlord's Daughter, where the half giants got to do nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
So Asta, that is a success. What was yours, please, Obsidian?
14. Oh dear.
Oh my god, you just fail, Obsidian. This half giant just rushes forward and he raises one of his massive legs and just slams down as he performs a psi-like ability known as Stomp. A psychokinetic shockwave erupts through the ground. Silaster, you're able to maintain your balance, but Obsidian, you are thrown to the floor as you just failed the DC, I'm afraid. And you land hard on the ground. As you land hard on the ground, Silaster, it's your turn.
Oh dear. I can't use him to flank when he's on the floor.
Nay, lady.
No.
What do you do?
Okay. As a swift action... Oh no, if I do that, I'm leaving Obsidian to his fate. I won't do that. Instead, Silaster will switch into his Child of Shadow stance as the shadow moves from his eyes back over his body. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, runs around the back, just, you know, if there is a chance for a flank, if he doesn't defeat this chap. And he looks at his hand and goes... maybe again, as he goes for a clinging shadow strike. Whoosh, cuts across, aiming for the eyes. 28 to hit.
So, as you say, maybe again, you rush forward and you make your attack, but then from across the room, you hear that voice of that man say, maybe not. Your strike lands, but then... everything just rewinds a second, and you're back where you were, Silaster. As the Fate Spinner puts spin onto your roll, you have to make the roll again.
That's such a cool move. It's a bitch, but it's such a cool move. I want it.
Silaster runs back in again, not completely aware of what's happened, I would imagine. Even better this time. Oh,
What did you get? It's not come up on my... there we go, 20... Bloody hell.
29.
As you stand defiant in the face of fate,
Yes!
you strike regardless. Roll your damage.
Lovely. I switched my stance, but hopefully this should do sufficient. 12 points of damage as I go for the eyes.
Ah! You slam into him. Let's see. How do you just knock him to 0 perfectly? With that move once again.
The ultimate technique.
The ultimate
This is
technique.
ultimate technique. Silaster went for the eyes, but because he's not
Literally,
facing him,
you've copied Craig's character completely here in the knocking him to 0 and going for the eyes.
and the eyes. This is the one technique that goes for the eyes
We
because
are
it's just what he did
playing
for the
in
word go.
testament to Craig. That is his. That is for him.
Chef's kiss. I mean, honestly, it would make sense if I ever got a chance to do the second part of this but I've never had the chance to do the second part.
Because they always die.
Because they always die or drop to 0. But he jumps up, and because he's sort of facing towards us, he kind of does it like almost like a throat cut, but an eye cut from behind him. Draws it across, but he just can't get deep enough to cut all the way through, but still enough just to do damage and knock him down.
Amazing. And you can look across the field of battle, and you see sort of like dismay and disgust on the Fate Spinner's face. You will do not deny the destiny I have written for you. That's Silas's turn. Obsidian.
And there was so much. I think that one. I had like 3 different spells open. Can I? From the floor, can I arch back 1 square?
Yeah, you can definitely move on the floor. You won't leave a
Essentially, I want to do
so
a kind of thing where I just kick back and then fire a ray.
So you moving won't, but you casting a spell in his threat range will, because you're still in his threat range.
Well, I will cast defensively.
Yeah, roll defensively, sure.
Just want to see if this will actually get both of them. Strike. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't matter. I'll stay where I am, and I'll aim at this guy. But I will cast defensively, so I'll do a concentration check. I believe it's DC 10 plus
something
spell level,
plus the spell level. Yeah. So
it's DC 15 plus the spell level. So
okay. Fingers crossed.
This is a level
2,
3 spell.
3. Oh.
Okay. 15, 16, 17, 18.
So DC 18, yeah. Dude, go for it.
This is where I get bad luck every time.
Come on.
Really. Oh!
Perfect.
That's it. I'm going to disparage
Just be
myself
pessimistic and
for a
you'll be
roll
great.
every time. Just roll 20 wants to prove me wrong. That's all it wants. So he doesn't he doesn't mess me up with that. So as this is a ray, it is a black ray, new finger, range touch. Okay, so on his touch armor class. Fate Spinner, do you do that thing again?
Hang on, I don't understand. So, that was a concentration check. That was your touch attack.
That was a concentration check. That was my touch attack. It doesn't work. I stay
Do you
where
want to
I
see
am
if
and
that's a
nothing
fumble, please? Because that is a ray.
happens. Oh, yeah. I mean, 19. So
Not a
probably
fumble.
not a
So you
fumble.
just miss. Your power just blasts into the ceiling behind, or like over his shoulder, and it goes. Yeah. Like you see victory shining in his eyes, Obsidian, as he looms over you with that terrifying blade. We move back to the top of the round, and Fate Spinner, this individual gives like a hearty laugh. Behold how I manifest my power across any obstacle, and he just sprints towards the edge. In like a feverish like maneuver, like you suddenly like are frozen, thinking, is he just gonna? He sprints towards the edge, and as he reaches the edge, he makes a check.
He falls into a crevasse now.
Oh no.
He runs and he goes, ah, ah, and like he just tumbles. Like he does that thing, he does a bracken. Like he doesn't run and jump, he just runs off the edge. However, as he gets to the edge, you see something glow at his chest. And he's suddenly back on the ledge. And like you see like a little bit of doubt shine in his eye as he makes the jump again. Which is much better. He leaps, and this appears to be he appears to be aided by some power upon him rather than his this being his own power this time. But he leaps to the edge and lands there. And he just shouts over his shoulder, "Kill them! Kill them immediately!" And then he'll prepare something which you can do for free. Ansel, it's your turn.
Cool. Ansel will come a little closer because I feel like I'm missing out. And is just gonna throw a Eldritch Blast at the one standing over Obsidian, because that's quite a dangerous place to be in. So it'll be a Sickening Blast. 15 on his touch.
15 hits his touch. It's the one right in front of Obsidian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Got him. Yep.
14 points of damage. And Fortitude save DC 17 or be -2 to attack, saves, checks, and damage.
Okay, right. So 14 points of damage was that?
It was, yeah.
He tries to do the save. What was the DC? Sorry, I know you just said it.
17 Fortitude.
He looks as if he begins to grow sickened, pallid, and pale, and you hear a cry from the fake spinner, "No! Resist!" Zoom! As this time, what's it called? Spin Destiny erupts across the field of battle, and he gets to make that save again. Ooh. And he passes, resisting your sickening power.
Good.
Awesome. I'm glad that worked for him. And then, anything else on your turn, Ansel?
Because that didn't work, and just to piss off the fate spinner, I'll try and curse the Goliath as well.
Okay, sure. That's a will save.
Will DC 16.
That's a failure. He is cursed.
Yes, yeah, -2 attack, saves, checks, and weapon damage.
Gotcha. Okay, Ansel, you finish your turn, erupting a curse upon the half giant who believed himself safe, but was denied that safety as you curse him. That was his turn. Those two half giants are dead, so it now leads on to the cursed one that stands looming over Obsidian. Like, he gets hit with the blast from you, Ansel, and he just looks at you and he sees what you're trying to do. He sees that you're trying to distract him from your friend upon the ground, and he just goes vroom, and just draws that sword high. You're on the ground, so he just gets a +4 to the attack, I'm afraid, Obsidian, which is a +2 because he is cursed. Okay? AC.
Okay. 15.
That's a hit. He just smacks you on the ground with a big sword.
Ouch!
13 points of slashing damage comes just raining down on top of you, Obsidian. Bam!
Is that including the -2 to weapon damage from the curse?
11 points of slashing damage, Obsidian. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you.
No worries. It's not on all the others, which is...
No, I know.
I forgot.
So yeah, he's gonna slice at you on the ground, and then like he's sort of like getting ready to see where you're going again. Like he's just hacking down at you like whack-a-mole, trying to
Bring
see where
it
you're
on,
gonna go next.
friend. I'm okay. I'm resisting a lot of the damage.
No, that's pretty cool, to be fair.
Well, not happy. It hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts. Yeah. This one sees. I can't quite get you both in a cone. Nah, he's not gonna waste time doing that. He's just gonna run. And just swing his sword at your head, Xylasta. He just makes the movement easily, swings the sword, the blade at your face.
21.
That'll hit. Have you got a mischance?
I do this round.
Roll it up. 20 or lower.
That's my damage.
20 or lower.
Definitely not.
So his hit strikes at you. It slices deep into you for exactly the same as what Obsidian would have got. 13 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Yeah, swings and as he slices into you and joins you in battle, which now means it's your turn.
Yeah, Xylasta is... He can't do exactly what he wants to do, so he's going to set something up.
Okay.
He's going to drop his Shard of Shadows, and he's going to move into his assassin stance. and then he's going to tumble around this guy to here. And as he kind of does a ducking side dodge around him, he's going to do an insightful strike to his stomping knee. He sees the knee and he's going to attempt to just give it a good focused palm.
Nice, I love
See
it.
if it works.
I absolutely love it.
16 to hit. No, never mind.
Fortunately, it doesn't hit, I'm afraid. Not his flat-footed or a normal armor class, I'm afraid, no.
That is it.
Well, Silas, you strike and your attack goes sideways. Obsidian, it's your turn. You're still up on the ground.
Well, I'll stay on the ground. I'm not gonna bother really with moving around too much. But my spectral hand will whiz over to him.
Whiz it real good.
And it will go for a touch.
Okay.
Touch.
So, 14 on his touch armor class.
14 on his touch armor class is a miss. It goes to like get onto him, but he sort of lithely wobbles out of the way, like balancing on this pillar of rock above this black void.
Gutted.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I will just do nothing else. I'll stay where I am. If I stand, he's getting an attack opportunity anyway.
Okay, so we're back to the top of the round, and the Fate Spinner sees that you've done that. And sort of looks like has this look of disgust upon you, Obsidian. And he will just raise a hand. And his voice echoes towards you, Obsidian. It's a worthwhile try, but you will never unlock the secrets of this place. They will belong to me. My fate is unknown, but yours is sealed! Make a reflex saving throw, -10, as he seals your fate, Obsidian.
A reflex saving throw, -10.
Correct. So if you'd like to roll it first, then -10 from it.
Oh, okay, right. That'd be that'd be
Probably
easier.
easier,
So we'll just do it
isn't
normal.
it? Yeah.
5, then.
You just watch, and frozen to the spot, you just suddenly realise this is how it was always meant to go. As you and the half-giants surrounding you are just turn around and see this fireball just descend upon you. The fireball just slams into you, I'm afraid, Obsidian. Oh dear. Well, you know what? That's 18 points of fire damage.
Wow.
And that also goes on to the half-giants. The half-giant next to you. Let's see if he lives. I'm assuming you're... Well, I don't know if you're still going. Are you still going, Obsidian?
Yeah.
Okay, so... Oh, no. You sort of like root to the spot. This blast of magic just erupts around you. The half giant next to you, Obsidian, is just completely obliterated by the one that he swore to serve. And it's just gone. Boom. In fact, you might say that he probably took the brunt of some of the blast, maybe. And he's like, yeah, die! Screaming at the top of his lungs from where he is. That was his turn. Ansel.
Ansel's path is now clear, and he doesn't have to worry about Obsidian dying underneath an axe anymore, so he's going to run over here. Well, move quickly. And that should put me in range. Just. So I will attempt to sickening blast the Fate Spinner.
Okay.
15 on his touch, which I think was a miss.
He dodges beneath the blast as it explodes in the wall behind him.
In which case, I'll also throw a curse his way.
It's a hefty
Do
touch.
that anyway, but it is.
It is, yeah.
So the curse is DC 16 will.
He will very much attempt it. He passes.
Yeah, I thought he might. That is the waste of my turn.
Your power is nothing compared to me. We move to the final half giant, who probably doesn't understand what's just happened. So he is just going to try and smack you, Silaster. Oh, I'm sorry.
21.
He took that damage as well. Excuse me. He is also very badly scorched by that, but he stands.
I'm very badly burned.
He swings wildly, but that is possibly a fumble, Silaster. 21, did you say?
Yes.
That is a fumble. He will make a reflex saving throw. He doesn't tumble to the ground or drop his weapon, but he does wildly miss you, Silaster. That is his turn. It is your turn.
Ooh. I'm going to capitalize on my setup to attempt to do something to the Fate Spinner.
Sure.
And then come back to this guy. So I'm going to swiftly drop into my cloak of deception. And 5, 10, 15. Run to there. Although I'm invisible. And then from invisible, I'm going to just pull a shadow garrote from my kind of my sleeve, as it were, and then throw it onto his ranged touch.
Okay.
Let's see if I can beat the ranged touch.
Good luck.
20.
Hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
As your attack strikes, your shadow got your back stood exactly where you were. Make the attack again. Keep the result.
Oh, for God's sakes, it bloody worked for him.
You are fools to stand against my power. Obsidian.
Obsidian will stand, because now I can.
From the burned bodies that surround you, Obsidian rises.
Just still emitting that green, because he hasn't turned off the fear aura.
Has he picked up his mask now?
No.
It's in the pocket.
This one wasn't in it, so actually, what if I was to do, rather than stand, if I just shift, I'm within range of him, so as a free thing, separate of that, can he please do the DC 18 will?
Oh, yeah, of course he can. That is a failure.
So he is now shaken from fear.
Get away from me!
As I sort of shuffle across the floor nearer to him, just look up at him, but then I turn my gaze and I look at the Fate Spinner, and as I don't seem to be getting much success out of touch attacks, I will just do, so I do some symbols with my hand, and then I wave at him. Can he please do a Fortitude DC 19? Please.
That's a success.
Well, then nothing happens. He's passing every save we've got, guys. Everything.
That was just on the roll, I'm afraid. That was nothing
We
to do with
literally cannot touch him.
Yeah, he's not taking anything yet.
Nope.
No.
Untouchable.
You are fools, he screams. And he's going to perform some action or other on his turn. And zoom, 3 projectiles just arc out into the air, and just fire down like artillery shells upon you, Silaster, doing automatic.
I am invisible.
Ansel.
Sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
3,
Oh, my
6, 8 points of force damage as 3 magic missiles just rain down upon you like artillery. Mortar shells of magic. That's his turn.
Can I check? Damage reduction doesn't resist that because it's energy, isn't it? Not.
It would say it would be magic or force if it was.
Your damage. It'll be if it says damage reduction / something and magic, then it'll overcome it. But if it doesn't say magic, then no, your damage reduction still.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's
The writing is the weakness.
yeah. In which case, yeah, I get damage reduction. Is it 3 separate attacks? Or is
Yeah, it would
one?
be. Yeah, it's 3 magic missiles. So, oh god, I put them away before. So that was 8 points in total. So just take however much off each. Yeah, 3 times.
That's fine. Yeah. So each one, a little bit of it bounces off. Not most of it digs in, but like just 1 point of damage, the equivalent,
Nice.
ricochets away.
Oh, he screams, but it's now your turn.
Ansel will step forward to get closer in case he tries to get any further away. And he's going to go with another sickening blast in the vague hope that will actually hit him this time. 21 on his touch.
Oh my goodness me. 21 is a hit.
Excellent. So he takes 16 points of damage and needs to do a fortitude save DC 17 or be sick.
It isn't necessary, as he goes full, hits you with magic missiles, and then you return fire and instantly kill him.
Oops.
Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
He just is stood there, his face like just completely surprised. What's it like as you kill him? And then bear in mind he will get to say one thing at the end before he dies.
So it's similar to Ansel's vision last session of it's just instead of a targeted blast, it almost just sets everything black and white for a second, and like when somebody gets shot by a Dalek, his colours go in sort of reverse. Nice. And then Ansel realises sort of how much damage he's done and turns to, not Silaster because he can't see him, but he looks through Silaster to Obsidian and goes, sorry.
And the fate spinner sort of teeters on the edge and he just says, I did not see this. And he just falls forward into the darkness. Bless him.
He's not big on the health then.
Not big on the health, and also that fun fact was the last of his spin. They use spin to use all of their abilities, and you will be amazed at how quickly you get through that, even as a high level fate spinner. So bless them, they whatever. He plunges into the darkness, never to be seen ever again. With that being Ansel's turn, it is now the shaken remaining half-giant who sees the game is up. And he says, I dishonour Gower, but I must find him. I must find him. And he will withdraw, provoking an attack. No, he's just withdrawing, so he won't provoke an attack of opportunity. He rushes. I must find Gower. Yes.
If you serve us, perhaps we could find Gower for you.
I serve none but Gower.
You served the Fate Spinner.
But he would lead me to Gower. He can divine where he was, and now you have slain him.
Yeah, it's a real shame that his body fell down the hole. Because I still could have questioned him.
We have abilities. You've seen what we can do.
We'll say we're out of initiative at this point because he's not fighting, so he's yeah.
I pick up my mask from his dead friend and put it back on.
This is but a fraction of our capability.
He'll look at you.
Join us for a little while.
You can give me some kind of persuasion or intimidation check to see if that gets through to him.
Yeah, sure. I'll do a little diplomacy.
He is already shaken and frightened, so it's going to not be a particularly high DC. But
That's good because I don't have a lot of skill. 19. No, that's not bad.
Wow. Yeah, he is struck to the core by your words, Ansel. For a moment, perhaps there's like a glint of moonlight in your eyes as you sort of perceive him, and you see that the half giant doesn't seem so giant anymore. You see he's only half of something, and he's just like, and he says, "Very well, I will tell you what I know, but I cannot go further into this place. It is wrought with danger, and I am now the sole survivor of the children of Gower. I cannot risk dying and not finding my father."
Well, if you stay with us for, let's say, 2 weeks, I'll divine where your father is. How about that?
He sort of like looks at you like suspiciously, and then looks to your allies to see if there is like agreement there. Like, is he talking out of his arse basically? Like, are these guys going to like go along with this, or are you just saying what he wants to hear? So he'll look to you, and he'll look to Obsidian and Silastra at this point to see what they're doing.
Obsidian is slowly healing himself with charnel touch.
If you stay even longer, Obsidian could possibly even give you a conversation with him if he's nearby. Stop it, Matthew.
I will tell you everything that I know of this place. And I will accompany you, but I will not go deeper into this place. I will not be I will not. I am the last of my brood. I would not have the line of Gower end here.
We'll Saving Private Gower you.
Yeah, for sure.
What is it you would know of this place? I am not learned. I know not the scribbles upon the page. But I know of the stories, and I know of what that strange man said of this place.
Very well. Tell us your stories, son of Gower.
He wanted protection from a dire entity that dwells beyond. It is said that the eye of the Sanctum is guarded by destiny, so he said. He thought bringing the children of Gower would be enough, and he looks mournfully to his fallen brothers. It was not enough, but they died well in battle against superior forces.
Oh, thanks.
We honor those who fight well. I yielded. It is the way of things.
Very well. Where was he headed before we interrupted?
He has taken some time to examine the strange leaves of which your kind scribble. They lie beyond, stacked upon stacks of them. The archive, I believe, he uttered. But Gao does not know of such things, so Gao does not speak of them.
Is that your name? Gowerson?
I am Gao, son of Gower.
Gow, son of Gow. Apologies. How do you spell that? He doesn't spell it, does he?
It is a sound. You know the sound, do you not?
Yeah.
It is the sound
Yes.
I make.
I should imagine like Gal, like cow with a G. Like,
Yeah, it's going to be the simplest version, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very well. Is the archive through this passage?
It lies beyond.
And what's that? Answer will point towards the weird thing in the corner. Yes, that. Well done, both of you.
It is a container of some kind. The man was struggling to open it, I believe. He lacked the power.
interesting.
Should we take a look?
Well,
Or should we
sure.
check out the archive
Alastair,
first?
you can hop over there. I'm not trying. I'll fall.
Please perform a spot check, the three of you.
Nope, I'm busy.
18.
Very good.
15.
So you see a gleam of something that has been dropped right where the fate spinner stood before he fell. Obviously something has fallen from his person as he plunged. Or when Ansel struck him dead.
I don't know what you want me to roll to hop over.
Probably a jump, I would say, if you're jumping over.
Depends if you want to jump or if you want to
Do you want to...
disguise yourself over there, or
I feel like I might.
Motive.
He disguises
Yeah,
himself
heal my
from
way
gravity. Yeah,
Just appraise the gap first.
make a jump,
Yes.
please.
25.
that's how the skill game worked last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, you land and you find a strange pendant that lies on the ground. It can be worn around the neck like a necklace. A strange charm.
I'm just going to toss it here for the others to collect. I'm just
Ding, 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 ding. It slides across the dirt, but yet no dirt seems to rest upon its face.
I will detect magic at it.
Yeah, very much magic. I think divination. I haven't got it in front of me, but something similar to that, if not.
And can I try and divine its purpose using a skill?
Yeah, use magic device or knowledge arcana. If you prefer obsidian, you may make the roll also, if you wish.
Spellcraft, isn't it? To know what magic it is.
Or spellcraft. Yep, I'm easy. To be
Either
honest.
way,
I'm
it's
easy.
Oh yeah, it's aim for
23.
me.
23. Yeah, pretty great.
21. So yeah.
You both look at this, and it's clear to see, based on what you learned of the man, you saw that this item had already been used in the fray. You lift this high to look at it, and you see that this is a chrono charm of the Fate Weaver. A chrono charm of the Fate Weaver slows your perception of time, letting you avoid an ill-advised step. When you activate this Chrono Charm, you can immediately re-roll a single balance, climb, or tumble check that you attempted. The result of the second roll replaces the first result. The ability functions once per day.
Well, I mean, that's a good one for Silaster. He does that.
I already have an amulet on.
Do I have an amulet on?
I have a Chaucerable on, which I think is the same slot. I'm not sure.
I think that counts as your shoulders, or where a cloak would be. That's all I think. Actually, no. I don't know. A Chaucerable wouldn't stop you wearing a necklace, though. So I'd allow it if you did wear it.
Obsidian, do you want it?
It's in the chat, by the way.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think even a second chance at those rolls would help me.
I mean, mine's not
No,
great.
you go ahead.
That's the pessimism we need.
That is the pessimism we need. Absolutely. No, that's just recognizing my strengths and my drawbacks. I do not do athletic stuff. You just saw me without the mask on. I'm not a young man anymore.
Salaster's trying to avoid looking at you.
No, I've put the mask back on now.
Okay.
But like, I am advancing in years. Just gotta go steady on these things. I can't climb like once I did as a boy.
Silaster, you can make another check to get over there.
Aye. 15.
Yeah, you make the jump and you
you
land
sure you
next
don't?
to this great container. It's pretty vast, and it has sort of like a handle on it, rusted from time. It requires a strength check to open.
I'm going to look over at Ansel for a moment. Expectantly.
I'll turn my magical gaze upon it.
There appears to be gleaming magical power coming from within. Nothing harmful, it would seem, but an array of different things inside.
It doesn't seem to be harmful, but many different sources of power.
Does the handle look like I need to... Is it a lift? Is it like a latch?
Yeah, like a hatch. Boom! Like lifting it up, swinging the door open.
A hatch!
A hatch! Yeah, say the numbers.
Ooh! 20!
Yeah, you just wrench it completely open, and inside you find there are some potions. Please roll a d100, each of you, please.
99!
Whoa.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hey!
That's got to be something.
15.
That is greater magic weapon plus 5.
That's for Ansel.
Mate, doesn't get much better than that.
Ansel, just make a note of that for you already, because you're the only one who could benefit from that.
That's a potion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsidian, that was
Oil.
15, was it?
'Twas.
That's a potion of bull strength. And then Ansel got 74.
Silaster's pulling that out for
Indeed.
us, though, because he's the only one over there. So he's just holding it up. I go, no. That's all you, friend. That's all you.
74. That is a potion of a fan favourite. Haste.
Hey! Perfect for Silaster.
Hell yeah.
So I think Silaster's getting 2 of those potions. And Ansel
To be fair,
5.
Obsidian could benefit from it. It's
Yeah.
speed up
I mean,
your summoning of
I
hands.
guess so,
and
but
things.
he's all about speeding around the battlefield. Plus, you get an extra physical attack from it, not a spell. So it wouldn't do me any good.
Oh, that's true.
Well, it would as far as moving around the battlefield, but not as much good as it would do Silaster. So I think he should have those potions. And
Take it. Thanks.
This-
I mean, actually,
I got
Ansel-
this incredibly useful ring from earlier. Don't worry. This amazing ring that really helped our fight.
Ansel, do you have any? He's going to point. Like, do you have any of these? Bull strength.
Do I have any bull strength? No.
Then you have a bull strength as well because you still use a physical weapon. You're not using finesse, as far as I'm aware. I've already got a couple of. I actually have a couple of them already, so
Not using any finesse. Harsh, man.
I
spread the love.
mainly use finesse, but yes. Good
Oh,
for
for when
this
you have to
place
pull the
comes
side out.
Yeah. Great.
I will keep the haste then. Mercy.
So Lester, this does look like this would have stored lots of other things. But because it's obviously quite big. But if you want to give me it's probably just gonna be a spot check. You don't have a specialization in this, I don't believe. So I'll just need a spot check from you.
Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't be better for me.
Ew.
Yeah,
Hi.
this you can tell would have had lots of other stuff within it recently, but has recently been pilfered over. These potions were only good for you because you knew what they were. Someone has obviously recently been in here and taken more stuff out of this place.
It's a shame.
Alas.
Trez, interesting.
You won't need to do the checks to get over there, back over there again, because you've already achieved that challenge, so that's fine. So you'll be able to hop back over Silence now. Obsidian, you're thinking about that story once again, and you remember that the protagonists of that tale had actually come across a ravine whilst in this place and had battled a flesh golem. It's perhaps the fact that the flesh golem was in this story that you knew what that was in the written world. A desperate battle had taken place upon the edge of a great pit and had culminated in all of the combatants in that battle hanging over the edge on a single rope.
Wow. I mean, if that is if that is the thing with Droskor, I can't remember it.
Droskor and Theodrex ended
so
up going over the edge of the ravine with the flesh golem as well, and they had the big fight.
They
on the
all
side.
went
One of the
Yeah.
characters. How did you manage to
If
forget
there was an
that
edge,
entirely?
if there was an edge of a ravine in any game, we went over it
That's true. Yeah.
intentionally.
That's true.
We were like,
Or-
there's a giant hole in the ground. We jump in. That's just always what we did. Because not Silas, Droskor could survive any fall when we jumped.
Not at that level.
Theodrex would just get near the bottom and summon a giant eagle to
Right
ride.
then he couldn't. This was their first adventure. Anyway,
Early days, they were still in. They were still.
and it's just a
Legend
folk tale
kind.
now, and it's a folk tale that
It is
you
just a folktale.
roughly know about. But yeah, all that remains now is Gao, who sort of like looks at you and says, "What else would you know? I would bid you to move with haste."
Well, we've got a
Let's move with
potion.
haste. You were told there was an archive through here, right? And they've already been through here, so let's go and have a look in this room.
I shall await your word here.
Go and have a wee look in the archive.
Don't get eaten by anything, girl.
I'm a bit Scottish.
Don't get eaten by anything.
You move into what is the archive. You see a vast number of scrolls and books and ancient equipment lying dusty and forgotten. You see that there's all sorts of scribbling and notes made of this from a long time ago. Very, very dusty. A lot of it is in different languages, mainly Draconic and Celestial.
Ooh, I can do Draconic.
If you'd like to give me a search of the room, by all means.
Oh god, that's check.
That I'm not so good at.
Yeah, it's just a flat 15. That's not too bad.
Oh, 21.
I thought that 21 was
Pretty
mine,
good.
but it wasn't. 10.
Oh, okay.
21.
21 is great.
Okay.
And that actually is just because this wasn't going to be an easy check. Obsidian, you're sort of looking at these papers and you're sort of like trying to decipher some of the celestial and the draconic words, whatever. And you kind of feel a gentle breeze. It's rustling some of the papers, but you sort of like can tell that it's not coming from either doorway. You spot that on either side of the room there are 2 bookcases that don't look like the rest of the bookcases in this
I'd
place.
already passed that save check in real life. I was like, I reckon they're sneakily placed. Look. Hello.
So what I will do is I will use the function that is part of the newly discovered abilities that we have in Roll20. If I could kindly just scroll up, is that too much to ask? It takes so long. Right.
You're so funny when you're disgruntled, Rob.
Oh, which is all the time, it would seem. Right, so you see. Oh my god. Yes, the bookcase appears to be. Both bookcases appear to be obscuring something. Please turn off. There we go. Did that appear to do anything?
Yeah, the left one's got a symbol.
Good.
Let's say I went to that one first. There's a door.
And the right
Oh, no. No, there's a door there now. So this is the one I was at.
Yep, so you can open those now, hopefully.
Yeah, I will stand at this one. and
Can I
will-
do detect magic before you do that? Just
I've got my hands on it, and you go, whoa, 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 whoa.
up, 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 up.
Yes, you can do detect magic on that. Yeah, there is magic, but there doesn't appear to be a magical contraption on the door. There appears to be magic behind it. Or behind each, actually.
Carry on.
Okay. I grab hold of the bookshelf, and I wrench it towards myself.
Strength check.
Well, I mean,
Well, actually,
It
it's on a
doesn't take
hinge.
much strength.
So no, it doesn't at all. It doesn't take a strength check. And behind,
I just go, look, it's really easy.
Yeah, behind you can see there is both a chest and a large lever on the ground.
Pull the lever.
Oh, God. But should I pull the lever?
Wrong lever.
Wrong lever. Always. Will never not be funny.
That's strange.
Best Disney film.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Michael, I know it's you. Stop it.
What?
Oh, it's Dom. Dom!
Trapping him inside.
Just checking the.
Ansel, will you stop closing the door? Fine. Fine. Do you know what?
You assume it's me.
How
I
dare you.
always do it to you. I will open the chest. I can't check for traps, so I'm not going to try.
You open the
Look at that
chest,
little thing.
and inside there are a number of items. You can just give me a basic spellcraft or knowledge arcana roll, whichever you prefer.
They will be the same either way. Ooh! Natural
Wow.
20, 29.
You know everything in this chest, and you know it intimately well. Okay.
To be fair, I have the solitude of this room I've been locked in by my friends
Yes.
to figure it out.
First of all, you see that there is a shining shirt of chain, that you lift high in front of you. It glitters and gleams, but it is incredibly light to the touch, yet as hard as iron. Before
It's
you hold
mithril!
a mithril chain shirt.
I love mithril. Oh, yes, please.
Which allows you the same armor class bonus the chain shirt does, but it increases the amount of dex that you can have active. So if your dex increases, then the shirt doesn't prevent you from that benefit. So it's very, very good in that manner. So your increased max dex bonus goes to a +6 rather than a +4. With that,
Amazing.
so I don't know
Does
if
it also,
anyone does wear a chain shirt.
Does it also? I actually do wear a chain shirt. Doesn't it also have a reduced armor check penalty?
Reduce armor check penalty, yep, that's correct, and it's also reduce arcane spell failure chance if that is relevant, but I don't think it is for you guys.
No.
So there we are. But yeah, definitely just Google armor 3.5 and it will have the details of the mithril chain shirt there. There is also in this place a bottle of a substance called silver sheen. You can give the alchemical property of silver to a weapon for 1 hour with this substance.
I'll take that then.
I'll take it out of the loot then. Shall I put your regular chain shirt in the shed loot?
Who took
Is
it?
that my regular chain shirt?
Or whoever's putting on the chain shirt.
Well, are you wearing a chain shirt, Ansel?
Wait,
I know,
come to that.
you're not wearing armor, are you?
No. Braces.
Mine
Ansel,
has
are you wearing
mine's a shadow chain shirt already, so it's useful. for you.
All right. Well, I will take it then. The mithril chain shirt. I know where that is in the book anyway.
Because you're a nerd.
Sorry, Rob.
Because I'm a nerd. Yeah.
It's alright.
So yeah, you put my standard chain shirt in the
It's in the shed loot.
by all
Ready for
means.
selling.
Sell it. Was there a third item?
There is, yes. Inside there is also an obsidian. You instantly know what it is because of that excellent check. You see that this is a vest of resistance +1.
Oh,
Bugger.
Nomi. Oh yeah,
I'm already wearing one.
so am I.
A vest of resistance.
Yes.
I thought, they'll blatantly have cloaks of resistance. I'll give them a vest.
I went for the vest because I thought in my mind I can hide the vest under my long trench coat.
Oh no, I'm wearing a
I
cloak
have
of resistance. Yeah, but
cloak of
they don't
resistance.
stack, do they? They won't stack. It's just a
No,
resistance
it's
bonus
the
of
same
1.
thing, just different body slot.
Yeah,
But vest is good if you want to then wear a cloak of charisma later on.
Correct.
that would be amazing actually. If I could switch out the vest for the cloak,
Yeah.
I think it would be really useful because a cloak of charisma would be incredibly handy for me.
Uh,
But hang on, charisma would be good for Ansel as well, wouldn't it?
It would, but I suspect it's more useful for you. Use.
So, like all my checks, saves, turns, everything. It's all charisma.
Yeah, like it's a reasonable part of mine, but I have more
I'll
offensive
switch out.
ability without it as well.
The
What is
word cloak for the word vest, and we can pop my
it's in the shed loot already.
good stuff. Super.
Along with a silver dagger from many moons ago. And that strange ring of iron thing.
Yes, which still requires another examination, I might add. You perhaps, Silas, your hands brush it in your bag of holding. You see the chain with its 3 iron links.
Not yet. When we leave this place. In safer climates.
It has no armor check penalty. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
actually
just as
now
light as a feather.
ever so slightly less crap at all the things that I said I was crap at. I'm still crap, but slightly less crap.
That's nice. Good. Glad it's helpful. Okay. Anything else? That's it in that chest. The lever stands there. But
Well, I'm so funny about. There's one on the other side. This is it. This is we had the whole thing about pulling levers at the same time before, and
yeah,
Well-
you heave the other door open. Then whoever did that, was that you, Silaster?
It was, and now I've also been trapped in. Thank you, Ansel.
Silaster immediately gets sealed in behind the bookcase. The end. There's a chest and a lever just in mirroring to the other one.
Let's go for the chest then.
In the chest, you throw it open, and first of all, there is a bottle of liquid that appears to have large bubbles rising to the top of it constantly. Would you like to make an Arcana check to see if you determine what items are inside, as well as his bottle?
I'll do my sense magic instead, because it's ever so slightly better.
Yeah, by all means.
13. I have no clue.
Yeah, you're not really sure of what's inside, but inside
And
there
I
is
was
a...
gonna- I mean, I suspect we're looking.
I'm going to point to
together at
Ansel.
both things. So should we all have a bit of a crack
Yeah,
at the?
you
Ansel
have
can
a
come
crack.
in.
That's fine, you can all have a crack.
What would you like?
We all
Knowledge
love the crack.
Arcana.
Yeah. All spellcraft.
15
Oh,
from
spellcraft. I'll do spellcraft.
15 is
Just
good.
Plus one.
I'm going
Ansel,
to pass this to you.
Ansel, you're the one that is able to give this a pass over the quickest. So first of all, the bottle that rests in Silas's hand, the one with the bubbles rising to the top. This is a potion of water breathing.
Very good. I sort of thought it might be some sort of air breathing type
We
situation.
can finally go back to that cave.
Yay.
Underwater
Yeah, but
level.
only
Here
one
we
of us.
come.
Only one of us can go down. This is one potion of water breathing.
We can use the vaporizer thing.
No, it's only for healing potions.
We can find another one specifically for.
Hey, we haven't tried it with the vape.
We'll go to
atomizer.
the Monty Python cheese shop, potion shop, and we'll see. We'll show it to him and go, this. Do you have more of this? Can you make more?
You'd be like, what's that? Don't have much
You
call for it in
definitely
the
have-
area.
Potions. Yeah, definitely got potions.
Inside as well, there is a cloak, Ansel, that you pass your eyes over.
A cloak.
A cloak. Sadly not a cloak of charisma, though such things are known to exist in the world. This one is a cloak of something that I've just moved from my vision. It is a cloak of...
That's an obscure one.
Yeah.
It's a cloak of ectoplasmic feedback.
Okay.
What?
This is a cloak that has...
Sounds amazing.
Okay, a cloak that has this property creates a backlash of positive energy against incorporeal attackers. Anytime you're hit by an incorporeal touch attack while wearing it, the armor deals 1d6 points of damage to the attacker with no mischance for incorporealness. So basically, it protects you against ghosts.
Who
What's
wants
the
to
last
go
bit?
to
I
this
try
cloak?
to attack you with
So
my
you
spectral
usually get a
hand.
mischance when you're incorporeal, but this doesn't get the mischance. It just hits. It hits automatically if a ghost attacks you, or if anything incorporeal attacks you. Actually,
Yeah.
You're not wearing a cloak obsidian.
I can't wear it, mate. It does positive energy. Every time it went off, I'd be like, ow!
Yeah, not internally, externally.
well, it doesn't say that for certain, so I don't know.
It's a magical effect, isn't it?
Well, it'd be funny either way.
It would be funny. Also,
I'm just going to put that in the
inside-
shed loop for
Yep,
now.
yep.
Yeah, probably.
I will.
Shout.
If you're not able to post, I will post all of these properly after the game, probably. If
Okay. Thank you.
because there's a lot of this. So inside as well, there appears to be a long golden spear.
Ooh.
It is a beautifully crafted piece of weaponry. Ansel, your check was the highest, so as your eyes pass over it, you can't help but notice that there is a symbol of a maker's mark embedded into the spearhead, or the bottom of the spearhead. A maker's mark, that of an eye that is incredibly familiar to you.
An eye like a letter, or an eye like an eyeball?
An eye like the eyeball atop the totem you saw in the mirror.
Interesting.
The check is enough for you to learn that this is a lightning lance, +2 returning, shocking long spear, javelin. So you can make a melee ranged attack and deal 1d8 plus 1d6 lightning damage. And once thrown, it returns on the start of the wielder's next turn with a flash.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'll just put lightning lance, golden with eye maker's mark for now.
+2 returning shocking long spear. 1d8 plus 1d6. +2 returning shocking long spear. 1d8
Cool.
plus 1d6.
That is very cool. Returning shocking long spear. Wow.
It's a bit long for me to use, I think, but
Well, it's primarily used to be thrown, so...
Yeah, man, that's incredible.
Do we have weapon proficiency for it? That's the...
I'm thinking.
A long spear is a martial weapon, I think.
If it
Oh,
is.
This is long
I'll
spear
have
slash javelin, so I guess it's the long spear because it does the d8 rather than d6, which is a javelin, but I don't know.
Oh, I am. Oh, fancy
I
that.
happen to have a player's handbook, so I'll have a quick look and see what type of... I think
Well, that's
it's
all right.
martial.
We can work out again later if you like. There is also a
I can actually use
headband
it.
inside.
A headband?
Yes,
Amazing.
you pass your gaze over at Ansel and you learn this to be a headband of conscious effort. Once per day, where the wearer must make a fortitude saving throw, they instead make a concentration check. So it's very similar to what Silasta can already do. So if anything,
My mind overplay.
yeah, this red cloth headband imbued with magics that focus the mind and sharpens one's mental defences. The creator was often fond of saying "mind over matter," and that is inscribed in Draconic over its over the brow.
So Ansel's concentration is shit, so it's one of your two. Quite happily.
I mean, on the one hand, it's helpful because then Silasta doesn't have to prepare that thing that he already has, but also it might be useful for one of you guys who can also concentrate well. So it's up to you.
So, but sorry, it boosts concentration.
No.
No, you use concentration
That's
instead of a
thing.
fortitude save once per day.
Oh, shit, that would... I mean... My concentration is pretty good, my fortitude is naff, so it would be helpful for me, but if it's a
I
thing
can do
you
it
can
already.
do
You had
already...
it. It's yours.
Don't you have a mask on though? That's the only.
Is face separate to head?
Good.
That's right, because you have a mask under your mask, don't you?
I have the Mask of Dread
Yeah,
on,
double
but the
mask.
thing is, the Mask of Dread does do +5 Intimidate.
Can swap it
I
out.
don't really use Intimidate all that often. And if I was to take 5 off of it, it would still be really quite good.
You'll be pleased to know the face and the head are two separate. If you look at the magic item
Hey,
record
there
sheet,
you go
two
then.
separate bits.
Best of both
Fantastic.
worlds.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Oh, wow, okay. All right, well, yeah, in that case, I mean, that would be amazing. Thanks.
I was able to put the shocking, the lightning lance and the headband of conscious efforts also in the chat. There we go. There does appear to be one final item inside.
Quite the haul.
So my concentration instead of fortitude saves from now on. That's
Once per day.
Once per day.
There is a small black box like this. No bigger than that.
Let's have a look.
You open it and You simply note this to be a box that you would present a ring within. However, there is no ring inside. However, there is a small rolled up bit of parchment that unfurls as you open it. It's like it's seeing the light of day, or at least the light of this place, for the first time in many, many years. And it has one word written upon it. Deadwalker.
Deadwalker.
Deadwalker. And it's not magical.
No, just a box.
And the piece of paper's not magical either.
No, nothing coming from it.
That's a strange sound.
Can you hear that? Holy hell!
Yeah.
Like, they're absolutely
It's loud.
We're not even that close to like a main road. It's like
Someone's just ragging it, that's all.
Yeah. Couple of
Boy
really
racers,
cool people. Yeah.
that's
They just
wild.
want to know.
Big willies,
They
that's
just
what
want
they've
you to
got.
know how big their willies are. Yeah,
Giant,
And they're
absolutely
massive.
giant.
They're flapping out the
Yes.
back. They're that big.
out the window like a dog's tongue.
With that, then, that is all that you can really find. There does appear to be a number of different prophecies that are scribbled down over years and years of years. This is a place where ancient prophecies have been archived. It would take you some time to go over everything in here. But there is a number of things written down from clearly the prophet of old that has made many different observations in his long life when he dwelled here.
I mean, it's all about time now, isn't it? We haven't got the time to.
Yeah, I mean, at a glance, I can give you one or
Just
two.
remembering
One of
them.
them says, like, at a glance, you can see one says, "The young dragon overcomes the older one on the field of combat in single battle. He will pierce his eyes through a golden cage, 2 wounds made 1, then he dies a cruel death." Like, they're all really weird and kind of like a bit Nostradamus, like vague enough to potentially be true. But some of them appear to have a bit more emphasis. One says, "The blood of the just will commit a fault at midpoint, burnt through lightning of 23 the 6. The ancient lady will fall from her high place. Several of the same sect will be killed." Like the writing goes on and on and on. "The lost thing is discovered. Hidden for many centuries. Cleric will be celebrated almost as a godlike figure. This is when the moon completes her great cycle." It just goes on and on and on. "From the reach of the west,
Sounds
a young
like some
child will be
real-
born of poor people. He, by his tongue, would have ruled from a kingdom that never was." Like every sheaf has something different on it as you pore over it.
Some real tinfoil hat type stuff going on.
It's a wild stuff. That last one, you could do a history check on the last one if you like.
Sure, why not?
Love to.
Not an easy one by
18.
any stretch. Oh,
I've done it again.
Ah.
It's
all
all the
these
rolls
stories.
out of combat, man. It's like
Specifically
how rolls to
history
hit.
as well.
Yeah,
You've rolled
like-
a couple of big history checks.
That's because it's the history of the thing that he's a bit obsessed with, which is old like folk tales,
Yeah.
heroes, like adventurers. That he loves that shit, man. He's a proper nerd for that.
so this one actually, this is the one that, and you get a critical success Obsidian, so you pretty much instantly know what this is talking about. I'll repeat the prophecy. It says, "From the reach of the west, a young child will be born of poor people. He who by his tongue would have ruled from a kingdom that never was." Your mind goes back to a tale from a realm, not of Mainrealm, but far to the west, and a land, rather fittingly, that you got this, Matthew, from Lockthorn. The story goes that there was a king that was crowned, but by mistake. The identity of the true born king had never ever truly been found. a child born to poor people that had never actually risen to the place he was meant to be. Because that child never became king, it prevented a number of other things from occurring, which is another story.
I do know that story. I know that story really well.
Well, there you go. So that there's sort of a prophecy about that and many other things that have happened throughout. There's more, but obviously to go over them properly, you'd need longer.
Again, though, we've seen the place now, so if we feel it would be beneficial in future, we can always come back and do some more research. But I think, guys, it might be best to try and explore a little further before pulling these levers.
Yeah.
Just so that we know what's down the rest of the way.
Levers.
Yeah, so you can.
Yeah, I'm not saying we
around the
shouldn't do
corner.
it, but
By all means, peer around the corner.
we should have a wee look around
Let's all
this
stand
way.
in the same space so we can see.
Oh, there's a door. It's open. Oh, it's the giant monolith type thing. I don't like it.
That looks like fallen rocks. Perhaps they've killed a party.
Yeah, there is a large rock fall beneath that leads into the tunnel. A tunnel that lies there.
That's interesting because it kind of feels like it should lead back through, to where we started. But obviously that way has been trapped. Did I click the door? It was
Yeah,
open
so
when I came through.
yes,
Didn't mean
1
to.
second. Yeah, so that door wasn't open, but you perhaps have a flash of something that lies ahead of you.
I swear, I didn't open it. It was open when I came around the corner.
I know,
I swear.
I understand completely. Yes, let me just Oh my god, hang on. So yeah, there is a door there, but it is sealed shut. But Obsidian, you would have had a flash of something in your mind's eye for a second as you reach for the door, like a great monolith.
Okay. Well, I'll approach the door. Am I actually able to open it?
You aren't able to open it, no.
Okay. I shall not click that.
No, that's my bad. I hadn't actually sealed it. But you sort of look at it and you see that it appears to be sealed by some great device of a lock on either side of the door.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to move the map, for fuck's sake. I'm so sorry. Guys,
What of these levers?
to the levers! I think we need to pull these levers, folks. It feels like that's. I'm sorry. Roll20 sometimes does a thing where you scroll in and out to zoom in and out, but sometimes it moves you.
Sure.
I need to refresh.
I'm intimately
Controls have gone all over the
intimately familiar with that, as it does that for me all the time.
It's quite frustrating. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh dear.
This is where we never see him again. Because we all know what happens when Matt attempts to connect to Roll20.
And he's back.
He's not for me, but that could just be me.
I didn't do it this time.
Is he actually back? Because I can't
Is
see
he
him.
back for Europe?
No.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I can see him.
Oh,
I will refresh as well then. Hang on. please bear with us whilst we endure technical difficulties.
Me and you, baby.
I see
Rob's here.
Ansel. I see Ansel.
And Mike's here.
I see Mike.
I can see
Still don't have
Rob.
Rob.
I don't see Matt.
I can see everyone.
Matt. Okay, Matt, do a browser refresh. Oh. Yeah, you're not on the
He's
stream,
refreshing,
Matt.
Robert.
Yeah, he's not on for me.
He's on for everyone. Well, me and Mike.
He's spinning.
Do you reckon he's moved
He's
back
refreshing
to
for me.
Mike's
Hang on.
head?
He's refreshing for me. Oh dear.
I'll let you know when he appears for us. If he appears for us.
He's still spinning.
Same.
Matt.
Oh no. Oh no.
There he is.
Oh, I can see him. Yeah, there he is.
Can you see him,
Can
Rob?
you see each other?
Yes.
I can see Rob. Oh my god, we're all present.
Roll20 appears to be
I could see you all
behaving
a second ago.
a bit better now, though, so that's probably was worth it for that short little break.
And you're all on the stream.
Hang on.
Okay.
Yes, Roll20's. Yeah, it's
Okay,
working
fantastic.
as should.
So let's just
Good.
reiterate then where we were. So the door should have been sealed. Obsidian, you sort of had almost like a prophetic glance at something monolithic and giant beyond, but what it was you can't fully remember.
No.
There are the two levers. You believe that will open the door that appears to be locked. There is a cave-in which you think leads to the doorway that you had yet to explore from the other end of the scorched room.
Yeah, it felt like it was heading that way.
Yeah.
We don't know quite where.
There appears to be like just this massive cave in. There is a dark shaft that goes up into what you imagine the top of the mountain. Only the most insanely skilled climber would ever have a chance of getting up there. It's just insane and broken.
Silas, should we do a 1, 2, 3 pull? Sorry.
If you must.
The levers, I mean.
Right.
It's you, so I felt I had to clarify. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Pull. Click. Heave.
Yeah, with a heave, you pull the levers, and you hear a gadunk, and then the rolling of heavy chains as something that was blocking that door ahead now moves away. And the door swings open.
Shall we, chaps?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Hello.
Hello.
Everything went silent. You all froze. I didn't refresh or do anything.
Oh, we were
Has the door opened, or is
dramatic
it,
pause.
Right. Let's go.
The door is open, or it should be ready to be opened.
Whoa.
Okay. Monoliths.
1,
I
2.
fucking told you so.
Yep. There's a sword, a star, some scales, and a moons.
Inside there are 4 colossal pillars. You move into a vast cavern, and you see this wondrous, awe-inspiring sight. You can see why this area would have been known as the Eye of the Sanctum, for this cave looks out over the vast Valley of the Prophets. 4 pillars stand before you, inscribed with massive carvings of 4 reliefs. You know these to be the 4 omens you had heard tell of from the Lawstone Hall in the convent.
Right, okay.
You see 2
But there's a
crescent. You see 2 crescent
Oh.
moons flanking a shadowy circle. A sword thrust down into water. A star shining on high. And a balanced set of scales. And as you quite rightly point out, there is also a figure.
Freaky looking flowy robe figure.
A figure in flowing robes that I would say stands, but that's not accurate. He actually floats there before you. As the wind billows, his cloak opens and you see a startling sight. A void of where a body should be floats there. Gleaming stars make his eyes. Nebulas and spiraling worlds of light shimmer from his absence. And his voice just echoes towards you. Without shouting, without raising its voice, it just meets you there. You stand in the heart of the mountain. The Sanctum of Sight will show you what you seek. It will show you what you need to see. I am known as Omen Lord. I walk before the storm. I herald the times of change. I am an ambassador of the most terrible power. A power that seeks to arrive here. I am its voice. Hear it now. And without seeming to raise his voice, it suddenly becomes louder. 4 gates stand upon points of a star. Ways unto worlds that lie near and far. In long sleep they lie, dormant and still, waiting for omens and heralds of their will. Close draws the shadow to deliver its boons, a power lying hidden by 2 sickle moons. War will arrive with a blade thrust in blue blood. Tides of the battle will turn in the flood. From nothing, magic spreads like a plague of light, betraying spells cast in an arcane blight. For fate, the bells toll, where spire meets sky, as blessing becomes curse, and gods above die. Hold fast the guard through strife and sorrow. Stand vigil against a predatory tomorrow. And he seems to take a pause and just perceive you for a moment before finishing the last 2 lines. Manifest by prophecy from malediction to eclipse. Ride heralds of the hunger. Knights of the apocalypse. And erupting from the 4 pillars.
We don't like it when things erupt. Oh my god, what?
Fuck me, what's that?
There they stand. Four massive figures stand projected before you. Shadow, war, magic, fate. And there their image stands. You have heard the prophecy. These are their omens. And it shall not be long before they arrive. You need only look to the sky to see that the moons herald the first of the 4. Long have I waited here to deliver this message. The Omen Lord kind of seems to just float there as you take in these otherworldly looking creatures. As you can see, Shadow looks like a flowing wraith. Like a ghostly, ethereal menace. It has a crown with a moon forged into its helm. Beneath it there is a creature like bat-like wings, but with the head of a horse. War stands there, completely bedecked in great armour, a vast sword slung over his shoulder, a vast shield on the other. A mutated-looking steed with 2 horses' heads bears him. Magic stands there cackling as arcane power just spirals around it. Its steed, what looks like a multicoloured hippogriff of some kind. And then there is fate. A heavy mace in one hand, a set of scales on the other, and brilliant spectral wings of light upon a mechanical horse with mechanical wings. The Omen Lord just moves ever so slightly towards you. And he says, "You have seen what you were meant to see, and heard the message I was meant to give. Now, how the pieces fall, well, that is where the fate of this world and every world will be decided. But I believe you have another concern. Can you give me spot check, please, or a listen check, whichever is better for you guys?
Listen. Oh, 30.
Wow.
Fucking hell. If ever there was a time for it.
4.
Obsidian's just like...
No, Obsidian ran away and is hiding in that
No.
cupboard that Ansel kept closing the door of. I've come back now.
Yeah.
So who got the highest? Sorry, that was 30 for Silaster.
Yeah.
Silas
listen.
only just got more than us.
Just.
It was pretty close.
It was a hair. I mean,
Diminish my 20, you bastards.
Silaster, you feel a movement behind you as the Omen Lord makes some kind of suggestion that there is something else that will plague you in this place of visions. The vastness of these entities that stand before you, they appear to be projections of light to herald their arrival. But what stands behind you, Silaster, is entirely real. Whirling about.
Close the door.
Already in the door.
Bugger.
Having hidden in the collapsed rock high above in the collapsed chamber, there stands the entity that had confronted you at the very beginning of your journey. The Gith Yankee stares at you and he says, "Long have I waited here. Each minute an eternity. The fate of my people hanging in the balance, dependent on my success. Imagine my surprise when those that battled me when first I arrived are now the first to see the omens that I so dearly have sought for. The first to hear the prophecy. I told you when I first faced you, a hunger has driven me here. It seeks to consume my people, and opening that gate to allow them through is the only way I may save them." And with that, I have a question. This is going to be a sizable conflict. If you would like to continue, I would suggest we break very shortly and then continue. However, if you would like that to be where we leave it until next week, that is also understandable. I leave the choice to you three.
I'm happy to carry on. Down to you two.
Depends how sizable we're talking.
Depends how it goes.
I would absolutely love to carry on, but I do have an early morning, so may be better if we do it next time.
In that case, then, we will leave the strangers as the Gith Yankee.
Guy's just trying to save his people, man. I don't want to stop someone doing that. On the other hand, he did whoop our asses the first time we met him, so I'm like...
The Gith Yankee that you battled, that now beholds you silhouetted before the gleaming presences of the Knights of the Apocalypse. That is where we'll pick up next time.
Well,
That's a really good but frustrating point to stop at, I think. It's really perfect.
That's fine. So there we go.
in the shadow of the omens.
In the shadow of the omens.
Yeah, those omens are so worrying as well, man.
Yeah, so
Worried about that.
it was beginning. We were getting to the point. I will move us away from there because we have had a nice look at them, but yeah, it was getting to the point where I kept calling this campaign the Knights of the Apocalypse, but the Knights of the Apocalypse hadn't actually made their presence known, or you didn't really know what they are. So yeah, the Knights of the Apocalypse are effectively...
We love the mystery.
They're effectively the settings, if it wasn't clear enough, if they are the settings for Horsemen of the Apocalypse. We have Shadow, war, magic, and fate. The four primary sort of things that you base your class on in this world. Any thoughts before we sign off?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm very concerned about those. And that the first one is shadows.
Yeah.
Big time.
Interesting.
I was trying to copy a lot of that as it was being said, and I lost.
Well,
I just enjoyed it.
Just remember, if you ever need anything like that, invariably I have like a written version of it that I can just send to you, so you don't need to worry about it.
I very much enjoyed it. I would like to.
Yeah, for that one,
have that.
definitely.
Yeah, the Omen Lord, and it seems very poignant as an objective thing anyway to have that as a reference, because it seems.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Yeah. So the idea now is that you've been given the prophecy, you've been given the Great Omens, and you'll now have to work out what they are. And as Derek said, they can be waited for, but they can also be engineered. So if they're engineered, then what does that mean? You know, all things to consider. All right, well, in that case, then, I think we'll put a pin in it there. So, for those of you watching live and after that, thank you ever so much. I'd also like to take this moment to say thank you very much. I've been asking for people to hit follow on Performance Check on Twitch to get us to 50 followers, and we have finally done that. So, thank you ever so much. But please, if you're not following us on Twitch, please drop in and watch us live. We would really appreciate the support. It means a lot. And for those as ever watching on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind giving us a like, and if you'd like to see more like this, then give us a subscribe. And in the meantime, I hope that I hope that we come back to this and meet it with the vigor that it will clearly need. In the meantime, roll them bones. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Are we muted? Are we muted?
No,
we're not muted.
we're not muted. Don't change it.